Here's to time out on the water in Wisconsin. To living your best life while enjoying the lake life.
Ready?
And getting up on a wakeboard the very first try. Or not. Here's to wearing only swimsuits and wishing this perfect day would never end. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Start your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
At Advent, we help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine by getting your nose and throat working with our unique Advent approach that you won't find elsewhere.
Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed's sponsored jobs feature helps you stand out and hire fast. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Those little birds from St. Louis better take shelter. There's a storm brewing in Milwaukee.
Swing and a miss. Pages is gone. 101 on the fastball from Mizorowski. 5 scoreless in his big league debut.
Our Brewers Radio Network coverage starts tonight at 6:35. The Brewers take on the Cardinals at AmFam Field. We are the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 12:01. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Friday, June 13th. Your top story, escalating tensions in the Middle East.
I'm Jessica Tighe. Scratch, sniff, steal.
Partly sunny today, a slight chance of an evening shower, high of 74 degrees inland, 68 closer to the lake, mostly cloudy tonight, and a low of 55. It's 62 and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:01. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, Israel and Iran trading blows as tensions come to a head between the two nations. Israel's military now says that Iran launched more than 100 drones at the country Friday morning. This reported drone attack comes on the heels of an Israeli strike Thursday night that targeted Iranian nuclear facilities. CBS' Natalie Brand.
Israeli hospitals also prepared underground facilities after the country launched a wave of strikes overnight aimed at Iran's nuclear program.
Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israeli warplanes struck more than 100 targets and killed leading nuclear scientists and at least 3 top Iranian generals.
There are reports that at least 78 Iranians were killed and more than 300 others wounded following the Israeli attacks. The United Nations Security Council is holding an emergency meeting over the escalating crisis today.
In a statement on Truth Social, President Trump called on leadership in Iran to reconsider a nuclear deal with the U.S. The president says it would be in the best interest of Iran. He alluded to the idea that the U.S. could give more weapons of war to Israel if the conflict continues or escalates. The U.S. State Department continues to say it was not involved with the Israeli strike overnight.
A Milwaukee police officer will survive after being shot in the leg during a chase Thursday night. This happening on the city's northwest side. Police say the officer was shot by a 39-year-old suspect near 46th and Hampton after a brief chase and arrest attempt. An additional 19-year-old was arrested in connection to the incident. MPD says 2 ghost guns were recovered at the scene.
The Kettle Moraine School District is losing an elementary school. Maggie Elementary in the town of Genesee will close after the 2025-26 school year after an emotional vote this week by the school board.
And this is the absolute worst decision I've ever had to make.
This is not what my heart wants. But I know, after reviewing the facts and the data, we owe it to our students and our staff and our community to make that sound financial decision.
The board says shuttering the school will help the district close a projected $7.5 million budget deficit by 2031.
Well, grab some kielbasa, maybe some pierogies. How about a puchki? It's Polish Fest time in Milwaukee.
At Polish Fest, it's not just about food, it's about history passed down on a plate.
To recognize what heritage is to you, our culture, and display it and have a better understanding of what this is.
Chefs here say the kitchen is where stories are told. It's about tradition, love, and representing culture with every bite.
Food triggers memories. Memories trigger emotions, and that's kind of what I'm going for here.
At Polish Fest, Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
2 people arrested in Northern California charged with stealing tens of thousands of dollars worth of personal care products from stores across the city of Roseville. A third person was charged with selling the stolen goods. CBS's Christopher Cruz has details on what the cops are calling, and I kid you not, Operation Pit Stain.
Roseville police say the two stole a total of more than $15,000 worth of deodorant alone from Safeway and CVS stores in March and April.
You need deodorant?
They say the two hit other stores in the region, stealing more deodorant along with shampoo and toothpaste, then sold it all to a third person who sold the products at flea markets.
My deodorant!
Police say they've recovered about $50,000 worth of stolen goods.
He needs deodorant.
Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
In a statement, police said no matter how much deodorant you steal, organized retail theft still stinks.
That wasn't you, was it? You didn't steal it. I've never stolen deodorant.
No, I've never stolen anything. But listen, don't mess with deodorant.
No. I'm more of a gel person.
Oh, no, I do not like the gel.
I like the gel.
Because it's wet and just kind of cold.
It's clear and it smells nice. All right, fair enough.
Clear, that's true.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. The Dow getting socked today, down about 510 points here at 42,458. NASDAQ off about 100 at 19,567. And the S&P down about 30 today at 6,015. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:06.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Marilyn.
The staff is fabulous. They feel as much like friends as the people that live there. We go to lunch at the cafe, book talk at 1, team trivia at 2, bags at 3, and then it's dinner time. That's a typical Tuesday. Three Pillars, in one word, happiness. It's a gorgeous campus.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
For people with disabilities, an opportunity can make all the difference. Get help navigating the transition into adulthood, employment, housing, healthcare, and more with Thinkability Wisconsin, a resource hub that empowers people with disabilities.
I am super glad I have Down syndrome. I love my life. Don't be afraid if you want to have a job and live on your own.
Live life to the fullest. It all starts when you say yes. Contact a Thinkability Navigator to get help at thinkabilitywi.org.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. What a debut for Jacob Mizorowski. 5 innings, no runs, no hits, 5 strikeouts. He threw 8 pitches between 100 and 102 miles an hour before leaving in the 6th inning with cramps. He also tweaked his ankle on the mound, but he'll be all right.
I feel like I could have kept going, but, cramped up and stuff happens.
Ankle okay?
Yeah, I saw the picture. It looks bad, but no, feels good. Feels great.
Brewers would go on to win 6-0. They'll go for 2 in a row tonight over the Cardinals. Coverage gets underway following the 6 o'clock news. Brewers trading pitcher Aaron Savale to the White Sox for first baseman Andrew Vaughn. Meanwhile, the Packers will next take the field in Green Bay for day 1 of training camp in late July.
It's up to each individual to put in that work to come back and be in a better place, and then collectively, hopefully that adds up.
Packers begin the preseason, believe it or not, in 7 weeks. And round 2 of the U.S. Open underway from Oakmont, and it's J.J. Spaun atop the leaderboard. He was yesterday's leader after a 4-under par 66. He is 1 shot ahead of Sam Burns, who crowded a 65 earlier today.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We're looking pretty good, relatively speaking. Yes, we still have the construction delays on 41. That's nothing new, and it's not going away. We also have some construction delays on 43. But as far as anything unique, the only thing we really have on the big board right now is up in Washington County. It's a disabled vehicle. 4145 north, right around Lannon Road. Right shoulder is blocked because of a car that's broken down.
A pretty nice day today. Partly sunny, slight chance of an afternoon or evening shower, and a high of 74. Radar looks pretty clean. There's some stuff up near Ripon and Fond du Lac, kind of moving north and over the lake. Very spotty, however. Mostly cloudy tonight, a low of 55. Partly cloudy Saturday, high of 78. Partly sunny on Sunday, slight chance of an afternoon and evening shower or storm, a high of 81 degrees. Looks like we're going to be in the 80s in the early portion of next week. 62, partly sunny in Milwaukee at 12:10.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
Welcome in. It's the Friday edition of Wisconsin's Midday News. Greg and Jessica will get you home. We'll get you into the late afternoon hours of your workday, whatever it is. Thanks for being a part of our day today. I'm glad we could be a part of yours. Some big stories that we're following as we hit the noon hour on a Friday.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Happening now, oil prices are surging and stocks are dropping. That's how the tension in the Middle East today is directly impacting us right now. Early this morning, Israel attacked Iran's capital and strikes that targeted the country's nuclear program. It appears to be the most significant attack Iran has faced since its war with Iraq in the 80s. Iran is one of the world's major producers of oil, and escalating fighting could limit its flow. CBS Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Brady explains the impact on the markets.
Whenever there is something like this that happens over in the Middle East, there are implications, economic implications for you and me right here at home. So oil prices are spiking because oil is traded on a global market. It is simple economics. Go back to your college class, demand and supply. And so when you have bombs going off in the Middle East, when you have Iran being a top 10 oil producer, as many other of the Middle Eastern nations are, there is a concern about supply.
Oil prices are set for the biggest one-day gain since 2022. Meanwhile, as we look at the markets, everything is down right now. The Dow down nearly 560 points, S&P 500 down 38 points, and NASDAQ down 126.
U.S. investigators are joining authorities in India looking into what caused an Air India plane to crash shortly after takeoff, killing all but one on board and several on the ground. We now know the name of the lone survivor on board. His name is Vishwas Ramesh. He was seen limping away from the crash scene just minutes after it went down. The video is just incredible. Ramesh then FaceTimed his father as he was walking away. His brother, Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, describes the conversation.
He video called my dad. As he crashed, he said, "Our plane's crashed." All of that. I don't know where my brother is. I don't see any other passengers. I don't know how I'm alive, how I exited the plane.
Speaking to Sky News from his hospital bed, Ramesh, who walked out on foot, said, quote, "For a little while, I thought I was going to die, but when I opened my eyes, I realized I was alive, so I tried to escape." Ramesh describes the plane stalling just seconds after takeoff, saying it felt like the plane was stuck before crashing into a hostel. The other Ramesh brother, AJ, was also on board that plane. He is still missing.
That is such a miracle for that one survivor. Just unbelievable. Well, the average age of moms giving birth in the U.S. is now nearly 30 years old. That's according to a new CDC report just out today. The average age for moms giving birth went from 28.7 to 29.6, so almost 30. The average age for first-time moms is also up. It's now 27 and a half. Women's health experts say there are many contributing factors behind the shift, including changes in social expectations and values. There's also an improvement in technology when it comes to fertility, which allows some people to wait longer to have kids. Another factor, the cost of raising kids is going up.
12:14 on WTMJ. We go live to Jerusalem on the other side. Israel-Iran nuclear strike, retaliatory efforts. How, if at all, was the United States involved? We'll check in with CBS's Robert Berger after this. Now at noon, sponsored by Flanner's Home Entertainment. It's sound advice at the best price. Flanner's Home Entertainment. Just press play.
Does music matter to you? Flanders Home Entertainment wants to help you have the best music experience at home. They've got high-quality products, the best prices, and high-fidelity expertise for the best sound in and outside your home. Now is a great time to shop Flanders with their Music Matters sale event. All speakers, all amplifiers, receivers, turntables, CD players, music streamers, and accessories are on sale. Visit Flanders Home Entertainment today in West Allis, Grafton, or at Flanders.com. Sound advice at the best price. Flanders. Just press play.
Looking for new floors but tired of the pushy sales pitch? Vince Vitrano here recommending Hunt's Flooring in Greenfield. Local family-run business where the team treats you like a neighbor, not a number. It was actually one of my neighbors who recommended Hunt's to me. No pressure, no gimmicks, just honest advice, beautiful flooring, and help every step of the way. From hardwood to pet-friendly carpet, find the perfect fit for your home and budget. Visit the showroom or start your project now at huntsflooring.com. Hunt's Flooring. Flooring you'll feel good about.
Lake Geneva. It's where families have been making memories around the water for generations. Lakeside resorts and spas, award-winning restaurants, and charming shops are just the beginning of an unforgettable summer getaway. Lake cruises, boating, and beach lounging let you soak up the sun, water, and family time. Hike a lakeshore path, stargaze from an iconic observatory, or soar above it all in a hot air balloon. Go ziplining, visit an animal safari, or see dancing horses. Start making your memories today at visitlakegeneva.com.
It's now 12:16. Fears of a war are mounting. Early this morning, Israel attacked Iran's capital and strikes that targeted the country's nuclear program. To retaliate, Iran hit back with drone strikes. Let's get the latest on what's happening right now and discuss how the two countries got here. CBS correspondent Robert Berger joins us live from Jerusalem, the largest city in Israel. And take note, there is a delay in the feed, but this is an important story. We're glad you're okay, Robert. What's happening right now in Israel? Are there fears this could be a days-long attack?
Absolutely. This is probably, there are fears that it might even last weeks. This was the opening salvo by Israel at a major strike on Iran's nuclear facility, something that's really been talked about and threatened for years, finally happened. 200 Israeli jets taking part in this major strike on Iran's nuclear facilities. Keep in mind that Iran is about 1,000 miles away from where I'm sitting here in Jerusalem. So this is a very difficult logistical operation, requires refueling to get there, refueling to get back. It went really well for the Israelis. They didn't lose any aircraft. Planes have returned safely to base, and this was just the opening Israeli strike. But, of course, now everyone bracing for Iranian retaliation.
Was this a surprise attack, Robert? Certainly the retaliatory efforts could be predicted given the nature of the strikes.
Definitely a surprise attack, even though there was a lot going around this week, including CBS News got information this week that an Israeli attack might be imminent. But then President Trump was asked about it last night and kind of played the whole thing down and said he'd rather have a diplomatic solution. But it turns out the U.S. was well aware of what was going to happen. And Trump even described the Israeli assault as, quote, excellent.
So some powerful leaders were killed in the early morning attack. Who were they? How high up are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, that's the other interesting thing that happened here. 8 senior military leaders and also nuclear scientists were killed. 3 of the top commanders of the military, generals from the Revolutionary Guards, from the Air Force, they were assassinated, along with several of these nuclear scientists. So really a major blow. The Iranians are obviously reeling right now, but they'll regroup. It's expected they'll regroup, and they'll try to launch a major strike on Israel with drones and ballistic missiles.
The United States certainly is supportive here, but President Trump falling short of saying anything about the United States' involvement. Robert, what do you know of the United States' involvement, not specifically in the attack, but its support of the mission?
Well, they were not directly involved. They immediately came out with a statement saying that no U.S. Military were involved. But if they knew about it, then they had to. And we understand that the U.S. National Security Council was watching the whole thing there in Washington last night, or this morning, I should say. So they were aware. I think they're trying to figure out what comes next. President Trump saying he hopes that Iran will prevent further bloodshed and further destruction by making a deal. You know, they've been negotiating for a while now, but those talks hit an impasse.
How concerned are people today that this raises the potential for an all-out war between the two?
Very concerned. I mean, it almost is all-out war, except this kind of warfare is a little different than, you might think when you say all-out war, maybe you think non-stop. But again, Iran is 1,000 miles away. So it's not like Israel's assault on Gaza, say, that, in the beginning, certainly when it was this massive assault, you'll probably see waves. You're going to see another wave of Israeli airstrikes either tonight or tomorrow. And then at some point, we expect that Iran will retaliate. That also comes in waves because because of the distance, it just can't all be done at once.
Robert, I think the geography is important. You say it's about 1,000 miles away from you are, and you highlighted that. But is it a concentrated area that's been targeted, or is it multiple cities in a region? How would you best describe it?
Well, these nuclear facilities are spread out all across Iran. Now, we know that they hit Natanz, which is one of the main enrichment facilities. They hit that, according to the Israeli military, causing major damage. We know that they hit 100 targets. Now, there's another nuclear enrichment site. There have been reports that the Israelis are actually hitting it now, called Fardo. Now, that is buried deep underground, and that makes it even more difficult to knock that out. These facilities are spread out over Iran, which is a very large country.
Robert, to understand why we're here today, can you walk us back for a moment and explain, especially to maybe some of the younger listeners right now, some of our younger fans, how the two countries got to today, how they got here?
Well, they're mortal enemies. Iran, it's an Islamic regime that basically believes Israel has no right to exist, and it's operated proxies across the region. They have Hezbollah in Lebanon. They have militias in Iraq. They had Hamas in Gaza. But Hezbollah and Hamas have been decimated by Israel during the war over the past year and a half. So with them out of the picture, and then Iran directly attacked Israel last year twice after Israel assassinated a Hamas leader in Tehran. So the escalation has been building, and they're mortal enemies. And the background to all that is Iran has also been enriching uranium at a scary level and considered a nuclear threshold state, meaning they were very close to acquiring a nuclear bomb, which they had threatened to use against Israel.
Robert, there are very few in our profession more well-versed in the tensions in the Middle East than you. You covered the first Gulf War in 1991. You've covered Palestinian uprisings in 2000 to 2005, the Gaza War in 2009. And now you experience this. Can you put into perspective of all the events that you've covered, the escalation of this particular war, where it fits in terms of bloodshed and tension? How do you assess it?
Well, a lot of those things, of course, the first Gulf War, Israel back in 1991, then Saddam Hussein, the Iraqi dictator, was firing Scud missiles here at Israel. He fired 39 Scud missiles. That was back then. But, now warfare has become much more lethal and dangerous. Iran, last year they fired hundreds of drones and ballistic missiles at Israel. Now, most of them were knocked down by Israeli and U.S. defenses, but a ballistic missile carries 2,000 pounds of explosives, of their warhead. If any of those can actually penetrate and hit a heavily populated area, the damage can be devastating. So it's extremely dangerous, and not to mention the whole nuclear issue, which Israel hopes at least it's thwarted or at least thrown back several years. But, the idea of Iran getting a nuclear weapon for Israel, that's an existential threat.
CBS correspondent Robert Berger joining us live from Jerusalem today. Thank you so much for your time, Robert. Stay safe.
All right. Thank you.
1225 on WTMJ. We'll get you headlines coming up and continue to follow this and other big stories on Wisconsin's Midday News.
A lot of law firms claim to be experts at handling injury cases that involve large trucks. But handling one trucking case does not make you an expert on the subject. Experience matters in these cases. One local firm has handled 25 trucking cases which resulted in payments over $1 million each, and hundreds of others as well. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Wisconsin's hometown pizza is Palermo's, made proudly in the state of Wisconsin. Over 60 years of doing it the right way. You've no doubt tried Palermo's, right? But did you know it was a Palermo's brand when you bought it or ate it? Screamin' Sicilian, Connie's, Urban Pie, Neighborhood Pizzeria Pizza. In fact, we had a Urban Pie last night. Interesting flavors, great toppings. Made by Palermo, so you know the quality is going to be there. And here's a chance to try an all-new Palermo's pizza. How about Palermo's and Ragu? The Ragu frozen pizza are now available at Metcalf's and are on sale, just $5, $4.99. We'll call it $4.99 through the 18th of June. Try them all, these wonderful Ragu pizzas, all the flavors and toppings that you like. It's pizzeria-inspired crusts and a great Ragu sauce. Made by Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Welcome back to Ask Hasslis.
How do you get pee out of an old mattress?
By trading in that old mattress for a new Beauty Rest or Sealy Posturepedic.
But that'll cost a lot of money.
Not at Hasslis Mattress. Through Monday, trade in your old mattress and get additional savings of $248 off a queen and $348 off a king. Plus, next day delivery and haul away of the old mattress for pee.
What was that?
Sorry, I meant for free.
Sure you did.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasslis.com.
And now, about your house. Eric Brown is the president of Siding Unlimited, your contractor for new windows, roofing, siding, decks, and a whole lot more. He knows about your house. So what do you know, Eric?
Recently, Siding Unlimited installed new windows in a home, and the homeowner loved the experience. Linda W. said, I was extremely satisfied with the service that was provided by Siding Unlimited. I had a new roof and new windows installed in my house. Linda loved that she chose the right company for peace of mind. She also loved the colors. Larry, another Siding Unlimited customer, was thrilled with the experience. Larry's home looks brand new. Go to our Siding Unlimited Instagram page and see our pinned message to listen to Larry's testimonial, but also see his house. Again, Siding Unlimited, knocking it out of the park. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit the 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Window Contractor of the Year winner at sidingunlimited.com. Definitely listen to Larry on Instagram at Siding Unlimited LLC.
Eric and his crews at Siding Unlimited are your go-to contractor here for roofing and also replacement windows, decks, and of course siding. They've done it all at the Matzek households over the years. It started with windows, transforming our 1953 Milwaukee home into something beautiful. And then, on our new house, brand new LP SmartSide siding. Built 8 years ago, our house still looks brand new. Make sure to connect with Eric about patio projects as well. They've expanded our outdoor living space to an area fit with a beautiful cedar pergola, paver patio, gas fire pit, and more. The best in lighting? I can control it from my phone. All there at Siding Unlimited. Truly siding and a whole lot more. Take the next step and check them out at sidingunlimited.com. Siding Unlimited. Truly siding and a whole lot more.
Your current car? Soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking.
But you've got this, just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, June 13th. Your top story, gunfire rings out on Milwaukee's north side.
I'm Jessica Tighe, putting dollars to deficits.
Slight chance for a shower in the evening hours. Otherwise, partly sunny, a high of 74 degrees. It's 62 and sunny in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Israel is bracing for Iran to retaliate after Israeli strikes overnight killed top Iranian military officers and nuclear scientists, along with targeted nuclear sites in Iran. ABC News military analyst and retired Colonel Stephen Ganyard says Israel timed the moment.
The airspace above Iran is essentially undefended, and the Israeli Air Force has free reign and could go after targets. So the ability to pound from the air means that the Iranians are going to be on the defensive at best and may have no recourse except to accept the punishment that Israel is going to inflict over the next couple weeks.
President Trump warning Iran to make a nuclear deal or face more strikes. In Tennessee, Kilmar Abrego Garcia entered a plea of not guilty to federal charges of human smuggling today. The Maryland man was returned to the U.S. last week after the Trump administration mistakenly deported him to prison in El Salvador. And closing arguments began in the Karen Reed murder retrial today. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 12:31. A Milwaukee police officer is shot in the leg. Two suspects are in custody after a pursuit late Thursday night. This happening on Milwaukee's northwest side.
The officer was pursuing a suspect flashing a gun near 46th and Hampton, who Police Chief Jeffrey Norman said refused to listen to the officer's command to drop the gun.
And gunfire was exchanged between one of the suspects and our officer.
The suspect's actions drawing the ire of Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson.
You're too damn old to be shooting at police officers at 39 years old.
A 19-year-old was also arrested, and the officer is expected to survive. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A 12-year-old is dead after a shooting overnight on Milwaukee's northwest side. The child was found dead near 73rd and Fairmount. No one is in custody.
The Milwaukee Public School District is missing out on more than $40 million in state aid, according to the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction, who sent MPS earlier this month a letter saying the state is currently withholding $42 million from the district because of late or missing financial reports. The state is also withholding $16 million in special education funding from 2024. The DPI said it will release the funds to MPS when they turn in the required financial reports.
The new Milwaukee County Health and Human Services Center is officially opening its doors just west of downtown Milwaukee.
Community members and city leaders are gathering today for the opening of the Marcia Cogs Health and Human Services Building. The facility is located on West Cherry Street and will provide a number of services to the community. We'll hear from a number of city leaders, also family members of the Cogs on hand today as the building honors the legacy of Marcia Cogs, who was the first African-American woman elected to the Wisconsin State Assembly. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
The new Milwaukee County Health and Human Services Center is officially opening its doors just west of downtown Milwaukee.
Community members and city leaders are gathering today for the opening of the Marcia Cogs Health and Human Services Building. The facility is located on West Cherry Street and will provide a number of services to the community. We'll hear from a number of city leaders, also family members of the Cogs on hand today as the building honors the legacy of Marcia Cogs, who was the first African-American woman elected to the Wisconsin State Assembly. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
The story's so good, we wanted to tell you twice. After decades of debate and gridlock, the coal piles of the C. Rice Company are finally going to be moved out of the heart of downtown Green Bay. City Mayor Eric Gennard tells WTMJ the 35 acres of land along the Fox River will hopefully be redeveloped in the near future.
What we're looking to do is really extend a lot of the redevelopment that has occurred on the Fox River within our downtown and to replace that industrial use with more of a mixed-use philosophy with hotels, restaurants, apartments, condos, public access to our waterfront, things of that nature that people are familiar with, I think, across the nation.
Mayor Gennard says the deal needs to be signed and approved by September of this year in order for the removal of coal to begin.
Another important traffic advisory for the weekend. It's now for the other direction.
This weekend, beginning tonight at 11, 894 eastbound will undergo a full extended closure between the Hale interchange and the Mitchell interchange. Like the westbound side last weekend, this 54-hour closure is necessary for final paving operations and is scheduled to last through Monday morning at 5:30. The westbound routes will stay open during the eastbound closure. The DOT suggests drivers using alternate routes, and all work is weather dependent, but if you want more information, head to WTMJ.com. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News time is 12:35.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. Will interest rates go up or down? We'll know much more June 18th when the Fed announces its next rate decision. Do you wonder how the announcement will impact your decisions, maybe your portfolio? Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight. 2 p.m. June 18th, Instant Insight is when Annex kind of goes live after important announcements like the Fed announcement to help explain what it means for you and for your money. It's free. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com. June 18th, 2 p.m.
A Blaine's Farm and Fleet original story.
Sarah, how are you going to do a raised vegetable garden on this tiny condo balcony?
Grab that Craftsman drill and let's hang that trellis on the ceiling.
We've got the value you need to do things your way, like assorted Fiskars Ergo Series garden hand tools, $7.99, and new at Blaine's AgriMaster Premium Pine Shavings, just $5.99 each.
Upside down tomatoes, here we come.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
Rivals meet again when the Brewers battle the Cardinals June 12th through the 15th. Come for a duel between the Contreras brothers on the diamond and stay for one of the best weekends of summer. It's Tropical Day, Saturday, June 14th, featuring a Brewers straw hat with special tickets. Then take Dad to the Father's Day game for a Barrelman cooler giveaway on June 15th. It doesn't get any better than this. Get in on the action at Brewers.com.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Get your aches and pains under control. But not only that, regular care with Connect Chiro can bring back your energy. A lot of folks start with headaches, back pain, and shoulder pain. How quickly you see results varies from person to person, but time and repetition are the key to staying on track. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Connect Chiro docs use a special tool for all your adjustments, targeted results, and a gentler experience. Check out the new location in Oak Creek or get started at GoConnectChiro.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. A day after asking for a trade, Brewers pitcher Aaron Civale is now White Sox pitcher Aaron Civale. Bags are packed. He's on his way to Chicago. Brewers confirming that he's been traded to the White Sox in exchange for first baseman and outfielder Andrew Vaughn, who has been assigned to AAA Nashville. Brewers and Cardinals continue their four-game series tonight. Milwaukee taking the opener 6-0. Coverage gets underway following the 6 o'clock news on WTMJ. And J.J. Spawn continues to lead round 2 of the U.S. Open from Oakmont. He's on hole number 2, one shot ahead of Sam Burns, who carded a 65 earlier today.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We do have the typical stop and go slowdowns on 41 due to construction, also on 43. Besides that, though, we're looking pretty good. The only other unique incidents we have today, one up in Washington County, 4145 north, right around Landon Road. Right shoulder is blocked due to a car that's broken down.
Oh, pretty nice day today. It should be a mixture of sun and clouds. Only real chance of rain is a small one, and it comes later in the evening. Right now, the radar is pretty clean overall, very clean in southeastern Wisconsin. There's some stuff moving across the lake up near Sheboygan. A little shower passing through Ripon and the Fox Valley, but otherwise pretty clean on the radar. We like that. Saturday's high 78, Sunday's high 81, slight chance of an afternoon or evening shower or storm. Early indications are we'll be in the 80s on Monday and Tuesday. 62 and partly sunny in Milwaukee at 12:39.
Right now, on a farm in Marathon County, there's a tractor that can move through the fields with no driver in the seat. It is a self-driving tractor. Michael DeYoung of DeYoung Farms in Edgar, Wisconsin, is the first farmer in the entire state to have one of John Deere's autonomous tractors, and he is testing it for the company now. Michael joins us live to tell us how the self-driving tractor works, how the testing is going, and how this technology could change farming in the future. Thanks for joining us, Michael.
Well, thank you for having me this afternoon.
And I love that technically right now you could join us and you could still be getting work done because the tractor, I don't know if it is, but could be out in the field doing its work right now without you, right?
It definitely could be, yes.
So how exactly does the self-driving tractor work? Do you press a button and off it goes? How does it know when to stop? How does this work?
Well, it is that simple. John Deere has a platform that they call John Deere Operations Center, and it really works within that. And there is a field boundary that it has to comply with and stay within. And obviously John Deere's number one priority in all of their development was safety. And but yes, he runs all from the John Deere Operations Center. We set up the fields, the boundaries, and the work that we would like it to do, and step out of the cab, and as easy as swiping your finger across your screen on your phone, it goes to work.
What if it gets stuck? Does it ever get stuck?
Well,
right, things happen in the fields, right?
Well, our operators, if they're in them, get them stuck. But
Right.
actually, John Deere has it tied into all of the maintenance and normal, controls and operations in the tractor. So if it gets into a sticky situation, it actually is monitoring the wheel slip, and if the wheel slip hits 71%, it stops and alerts you to come rescue it.
On that note, though, have you seen the tractor do anything where you're like, oh, no, don't do that, don't go there?
Oh, obviously being new and we watch it, it again, with safety being a factor, a large rock in the field, a trash bag blowing across, it brings itself to a stop. And either as the technology is evolving and the AI cameras are learning, if it doesn't think that it can progress ahead due to maybe, life or safety, then it sends you a picture on your phone and you can make a determination of what you would like it to do. So, it just errs so much on the safety side and the precautionary side that it just doesn't get itself in trouble.
So, Michael, there are 20 autonomous tractors in the United States. You have one of them. You're working with John Deere in this, I don't know if you want to call it an experiment. It's out there. It's doing the work. How did you and your farm end up being the lucky ones, or one of the lucky ones, to have this opportunity?
Well, great question. So, very progressive in agriculture and business. DeYoung Farms is and always have been. And it was about a year and a half ago that John Deere made what they call an autonomous ready tractor available to market. We had invested in those. So by just investing in those to begin with, we have the tractors that were capable of having the camera system put on it. And through our partnership with our John Deere dealership, when one of them came available for the Wisconsin area, our name was mentioned, and of course I jumped at the opportunity.
By the way, if you're streaming us right now, and if you're not, you can do so because we've got video and pictures of this self-driving tractor, Michael's self-driving tractor right now, live streaming. It's really just neat to see, and it's the future is here when you see this tractor without a driver going down the fields. Michael, when we were chatting earlier, when I first called you, you told me that you believe this self-driving tractor is the first piece of equipment truly made for the small farm. Why is that?
Well, everybody argues that the big guys get bigger, and I really do believe this technology can be that, because it's hard for the small farmer to have enough of a budget to hire hired men or full-time hired men. This tractor allows you to be able to have something getting done in the field while you can run and get seed or run and do other tasks that are needed. Not to take away from sitting in the tractor, because everybody knows that it's peaceful when you're in there and things are running good. But really, this technology, I believe, for the future really is capable and really helping the small farmer.
Well, certainly no farmer's work. There's no clock, right? For a farmer, it's morning, noon, and night. So this could do a lot of work in the evening hours, presumably when you might be even sleeping. I also wonder, Michael, from a cost standpoint, how does the cost of this autonomous tractor compare with a similar dimension and sized capabilities tractor that one would have to self-operate?
Well, so yeah, cost. What really, if you look at the cost of an autonomous ready tractor and a non-autonomous ready tractor, they're about the same price. The cost and the equipment from the putt kit, that's really where the difference in price is going to be, and John Deere's still working on that. They're trying to figure out what is the most economical way to bill, whether it's a per acre fee, a subscription fee, or just an equipment purchase fee. That's still something that they're working on. And, you have to think about the continued running of it. There's a lot of data syncing through the airwaves going back and forth. And so there is an operating cost to it, but it's still yet being defined.
How does the testing phase work exactly? Are you sending back reviews to John Deere, or since this tractor is high tech, is it sending back data on its own?
So it does send the data back I'm going to say by a 15-minute intervals. And then we have weekly conversations with John Deere of what we're seeing, the challenges that we've had, or just different things of, hey, why can't it do this? So it's a weekly conversation, and it's a daily data upload for Deere to review.
So, Michael, where else could this go, right? Autonomous tractor. Is there anything else in your experience as a farmer, family business, right, that if it was autonomous, it would make your life a little bit easier?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it does make things easier, and I think long term, John Deere does have a vision of having a fully autonomous fleet to do every practice of farming. How aggressive are they in that? How soon will that be here? That's yet to be seen or determined. But for me, I sit back and say, as a farmer, maybe for the first time, you can step away and go to your kids' ball game. Or you can go home at night and sit around the dinner table and eat instead of, wearing it on you while you're trying to squeeze 36 hours out of the day. I mean, and so, yes, there's a lot of things that we could say of questions, and technology alone can just be scary sometimes. But when you really sit back and analyze and go, this is something that truly can promote a better farming lifestyle.
So you ultimately think this could pivot where agriculture is going?
100%. Since the beginning of time, we've always tried to go bigger, faster. We started with just bigger equipment, wider implements, and then we got into high-speed, wider implements, high-speed tillage, high-speed planting. For the first time, I think that we could go the other way. I think that this could promote smaller tractors and smaller toolbars, and because if they're self-driving and you don't have to man them all the time, you don't have to have those people to do it, you can have more assets and just deploy those assets.
And real quick, before we let you go here, I know some people are thinking, but the best part of being a farmer is getting in that tractor and taking that ride. You can, if you want, even though this is a self-driving tractor, you can say, hey, I still want to do that, right?
100%, and I agree with them. I mean, it is the best part. It's watching the sunsets. It's spending the time in the tractor with your kids. It is the enjoyable part of farming. But as I mentioned earlier, when it's day 7 of trying to run 20 hours and sleep for 4 and you're tired, there are times it's appropriate to say, man, I just want to be out of the cab. So, it's a blessing, and at the same time, you may have to give up a couple of those evenings to get some sleep.
Fantastic. Well, it's so interesting to learn about the self-driving anything. I think is fascinating, but the self-driving tractor, that's a new one. Michael DeYoung of DeYoung Farms up in Edgar, Wisconsin. Thanks so much for your time, and good luck with this future testing here.
Absolutely. Thank you as well.
12:48. Can you believe that? It looks so interesting as you see the video. You watch it, all of a sudden it's just going down there, and you're like, wait, is anybody in that cab? Nope, it's driving itself.
Yeah, you kind of just set up the coordinates and the geofence, and it's not unlike how a Roomba would vacuum your living room and kitchen. Just kind of knows where to go. It sort of maps it all out. It's pretty fascinating stuff. Yeah, it's a $500,000 Roomba, but nonetheless, very, very cool.
Yeah, John Deere hopes to have a full fleet of self-driving equipment by 2030, able to handle a full farming season from seeding to harvest. 2030, that's coming up 5 years away. Yeah. I know when I was talking with Michael on the phone before this, he said, that seems like a little aggressive, but John Deere, they do it well. And Who knows? If that's their goal, we could easily see that.
12:49, we got the Week in Review coming up next.
Are you okay, Ben?
I'm scared, Arvid.
Why?
Nicole can read my mind.
What?
Hold on. Is this about the Ashton recliner again?
See? I was just thinking about the Ashton recliner at Penny Mustard.
Yes, we were just talking about its optionizable qualities.
I said I'd like the Ashton recliner in leather, and she said,
done.
I suggested a different leg color, and she said,
done.
Ben.
And then he asked if I could add bedazzled gold nailhead adornments to make it look like a throne.
And she said, great minds think alike.
Look, I don't think Nicole can really read your mind.
Well, not anymore. That's why I'm wearing this tinfoil hat.
Why does it smell like fish?
Because I wrapped my lunch in it.
The Ashton recliner, made in the USA with locally sourced materials and designed to fit all body types. Starting at $28.70 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
When you're due for tire service, visit richlands.com for the location nearest you.
We'll give you a free flat tire repair on every tire we install. No questions asked. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands.
I'm here to help. This is your WTMJ Fix-It Show host, David Nason, with expert advice for our listeners. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, or cracks in your basement, it's time to call my trusted friends at Accurate Basement Repair. And you know what? You'll get a free expert evaluation on me. You just tell them David Nason, the Fix-It guy, told me to call. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. And again, that's Accurate Basement Repair, 414-744-6900 or AccurateBasementRepair.com.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based, Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
Hey, remember, Father's Day is Sunday. Just think about how much your father means to you. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Take your dad to the Mine Shaft Family Restaurant in Hartford this week. It is the most affordable Father's Day dining destination. Hey, even if you're a kid, you've saved a little money. Treat your dad at the Mine Shaft. Your dad's Wednesday and Friday beer-battered haddock fish fry is all you can eat, just $7.99. And the all-you-can-eat Father's Day buffet is under $20. Far less than what you'll pay anywhere else. It's every dish your dad loves for under $20. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat for free, and they'll love that huge game room quietly set aside from the dining area while you finish up your meal with Dad. Just walk in for your Wednesday and Friday all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry for $7.99. Now that's a value. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh near the EAA. Ample seating, lots of close parking. Call and reserve your Father's Day all-you-can-eat buffet for under $20. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Protests erupt across the country, a miracle amidst tragedy in India. The Miz arrives in Milwaukee and more. It's all part of the Week in Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
It was hard to miss at the ballpark Friday.
That is what looks to be an emu.
I promise I didn't steal him. He was legally adopted.
The first of 2,000 National Guardsmen ordered by President Trump have arrived in Los Angeles after several days of clashes between protesters and police.
National Guard troops are already in place after the president signed the order last night.
They spit. We hit.
California Governor Gavin Newsom suing the president.
He is not a monarch. He is not a king. And he should stop acting like one.
Members of the Milwaukee community took to Wells Street on Tuesday night.
With peaceful means, we can achieve a lot.
But suddenly, it's people that aren't appropriately documented or waiting to be documented, and that makes them a criminal. That's just bullshit, frankly.
We wondered what would happen with Zaire Alexander.
They call me.
Zaire Alexander.
That's not my name.
Jair Alexander.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, Jair.
Either way, not going to work here anymore.
The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says they believe they have spotted Travis Decker.
Decker stuck out like a sore thumb to the Good Samaritans who called 911, saying he was not dressed right for the treacherous conditions.
If somebody really wanted to hide, they could, and you'd never find them.
Yeah, it's a wedding ring. Congratulations. Thank you.
Cool. Anyway.
Shy McElroy got her son's diagnosis when he was 5. Fast forward, he's 18 and still dealing with the consequences of lead poisoning. Now McElroy is concerned for her girls.
One of them has had elevated lead levels, and can I attribute that to my home or to the school? I'm scared, and it's like deja vu all over again.
Brian Wilson, the frontman and co-founder of the Beach Boys, has died at the age of 82.
I was so proud of that album, I could have cried.
Thank you for joining me for this special On Location episode of What's on Tap. On location at the very first Milwaukee Night Market of 2025.
We have over 220 different vendors participating throughout this season.
Combing through the wreckage in northwest India, rescue teams on the scene of an Air India plane crash in a residential area in the city of Ahmedabad.
Extraordinary video appears to show the sole survivor, Vishwas Ramesh, limping away minutes after the crash.
I don't know how I'm alive, how I exited the plane.
The officer was pursuing a suspect flashing a gun near 46th and Hampton, who Police Chief Jeffrey Norman said refused to listen to the officer's command to drop the gun.
And gunfire was exchanged between one of the suspects and our officer.
You're too damn old to be shooting at police officers at 39 years old.
The United States believes that an Israeli attack on Iran's nuclear facilities is likely to happen soon.
Well, I don't want to say imminent, but it looks like it's something that could very well happen.
A state of emergency declared in Israel after the defense minister says Israel conducted what he's calling a preemptive strike against Iran.
A Jewish state refuses to be a victim of a nuclear holocaust perpetrated by the Iranian regime.
How did Jacob Bizarowski find out he was heading to the show?
It was actually a phone call at 9 a.m. and it popped up with possible spam over it, wireless caller, so I declined it the first time.
A half swing and a miss. Strike one, and off we go. 100-mile-an-hour fastball to start the career for the Miz. 2-2, swing and a miss, and Contreras goes down on strikes. First big league K for Jacob Bizarowski. That was filthy.
I'm the Miz, and I'm awesome!
What a week, eh?
I actually wanted the emu.
And emu?
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
That is the Week in Review.
If you've ever worried about your heart, if you've ever loved someone with heart disease, if you've ever wondered if you're the one at risk, let's remind ourselves that we are not powerless. Because at the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, we're pushing to outsmart heart and vascular disease by working with you personally to understand your history, assess your risks, and guide you to heart strength. By digging deep with tireless research and offering access to leading-edge clinical trials. And for the most serious conditions, including heart failure, heart valve disease, arrhythmias, and vascular diseases, we provide renowned expertise and the most advanced life-saving procedures you expect from academic medicine. So let's get out in front of heart disease. Let's outsmart it. Let's keep pushing so that every one of us can outrun it and embrace every beautiful day life in Wisconsin has to offer. To learn more about our nationally renowned heart and vascular care, visit Froedtert.com/heart.
Dan, what are you doing?
Taking a closet for a test drive.
A test drive?
Here at Inspired Closets, we have our own cutting-edge immersive design experience.
That's right. Envisioned by Inspired Closets uses AR technology that's sort of like test driving a car.
Virtually walk into your custom closet at scale before anything is even built.
You can even make changes in real time, so your environment will adapt to any design revisions you make in that moment.
Get started today at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets, a wife and husband team.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on June 17th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in June 17th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check out your local listings to watch the game.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Welcome back to Ask Hasslis. I'm Weston. What's your question?
How do you get pee out of an old mattress?
Well,
I'm asking for a friend.
the best way to remove urine from a mattress is to trade in that old mattress for a new Beauty Rest or Sealy Posturepedic.
But that'll cost a lot of money.
Not at Hasseless Mattress. Through Monday, trade in your old mattress and get additional savings of $248 off a queen and $348 off a king. And that's on top of our everyday low prices.
Come on, everybody says lowest prices.
Others sell a Sealy Posturepedic Queen Emeryville A mattress for $1268. Hasseless sells it for $1034. But through Monday, it's just $786. And check out the low prices on Beauty Rest and more. Plus, free next day delivery.
What does my friend do with his old soaked mattress?
We haul it away for pee.
What was that?
Sorry, I meant for free.
Sure you did.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasseless.com.
Hey, it's Father's Day weekend. Don't forget your dad. WTMJ's John Mercure here tonight through Sunday at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. All dinners are buy one, get one free. This is an incredible place to treat your dad. What great value, too. This Saturday only, enjoy a 10-ounce prime rib and a 5-ounce lobster tail with garlic cream sauce, your choice of potato, fresh vegetables, super salad, and the Fox and Hound's warm bread with that honey cinnamon butter. I love that. For $79.99, and that's for 2 dinners. 2 dinners. Celebrate with your dad with an old-fashioned, over 20 bourbons, 100 wines, all the ice-cold beer choices that he loves in those 8 unique dining rooms. The Fox and Hound sits in the heart of the Kettle Moraine Forest. The drive and the views are spectacular. And your second dinner is free. This Saturday only, your prime rib and lobster dinner with all the delicious sides, just $79.99 for 2 dinners. Call and reserve today for your Father's Day table. It's a free dinner for Dad. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
Those little birds from St. Louis better take shelter. There's a storm brewing in Milwaukee.
Swing and a miss. Pages is gone. 1-0-1 on the fastball from Mizorowski. 5 scoreless in his big league debut.
Our Brewers Radio Network coverage starts tonight at 6:35. The Brewers take on the Cardinals at AmFam Field. We are the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Friday, June 13th. Your top story, strike, counter-strike in the Middle East.
I'm Jessica Tighe. Was it love gone wrong or a police cover-up?
Partly sunny today. Chance for an afternoon or evening shower. High of 74 degrees. Most of us are staying dry. Mostly cloudy tonight. A low of 55. 63 and sunny in Milwaukee at 102. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, simmering tensions appear to be ready to boil over in the Middle East. Iran reportedly launching a drone strike against Israel less than 12 hours after Israel launched a deadly attack on Iran.
An Israeli security source tells ABC that Mossad, which is Israel's covert intelligence agency, had entered Iran long before last night's attack and set up a secret drone base. And when the attack began last night, those explosive drones were remotely activated to target Iranian surface-to-surface missile launchers at a military base near Tehran. That has echoes of Ukraine's extraordinary drone attacks inside Russia.
It's ABC's Martha Raddatz.
In response to Israel's attack, Iran's government has vowed severe punishment in retaliation. The country is also asking for an emergency meeting with the United Nations Security Council. ABC's Mary Bruce.
This is exactly what President Trump was hoping to avoid. For weeks, he's been trying to strike a nuclear deal and avoid a broader conflict. In fact, last night, just moments before this attack, the president took to social media, urging again for a diplomatic resolution. He had told Netanyahu that an attack like this would be inappropriate, said it would derail these talks. He said that it would, quote, blow it. But speaking with our John Carl, the president said of the attack that he thinks it's been excellent, saying, quote, we gave them a chance and they didn't take it.
Despite earlier reports that the U.S. was not made aware of Israel's initial attack, Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu confirmed there was prior communication between the two nations.
A Milwaukee police officer will survive after being shot in the leg during a chase Thursday night on the city's northwest side. Police say the officer was shot by a 39-year-old suspect near 46th and Hampton after a brief chase and arrest attempt. An additional 19-year-old was arrested in connection to the incident. MPD says 2 ghost guns were recovered at the scene.
It takes a certain kind of grit to join the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, but 11 new deputies just answered the call.
Deputy Alan Kinnitator says that throughout the training academy, he dealt with obstacles of all kinds.
Not so much the physical aspects, but more the mental aspect. Every week was, something different that you had to overcome, and just a lot of studying and tests.
But now those tests will be applied in real-life scenarios. County Sheriff Danita Ball says her deputies will learn more out in the field.
They will be field trained not only in the courts, but also in patrol and at the airport.
Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
And another cancellation and 2 additions to the Summerfest lineup. Hip-hop group Bone Thugs and Harmony out, citing health issues. Instead, hip-hop veteran Bow Wow will play the Aurora stage on the first day of the fest. Summerfest also adding Young Gravy to the lineup. Did you know he went to the University of Wisconsin? He did. He'll headline the Miller Lite Oasis on June 21st. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Things are not pretty here as we hit the 1 o'clock hour. The Dow is currently down about 650 points at 42,331. NASDAQ off 137 at 19,525. S&P 500 down about 50 today, just over the 6,000 mark. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. For details, visit AnnexWealth.com.
Talk about a fantastic debut. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:05.
Our goal is to provide patients with the strongest, most effective, and safest options in this exciting field of regenerative medicine.
Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
The idea that you can avoid a joint replacement is very exciting.
And that's from a surgeon who's done thousands of joint replacements, but who now believes there's a better way.
Regenerative medicine, as we understand it today, gives lasting pain relief, improved function, without surgery, without drugs.
Under Dr. Scheinkup's leadership, QC Kinetics medical professionals treat patients every day with the most advanced protocols in natural biologics. Literally tens of thousands of people all over America.
I've been doing research on regenerative medicine for 2 decades. This is the future of medicine.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
When you come to Kendor Marine, you'll find parts you didn't even know you needed. And if you're a boating enthusiast, like I know you are, then you're going to love wandering the aisles here. We've staked our reputation on thinking just like you. So we know what you need now and what you're going to need later to keep your boat in tip-top shape. This is Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey boaters!
We have the go-to marine store. And it's not just because we have all the boat parts and supplies you'll ever need, including oddball parts you thought you'd never be able to find. And it's also because we're cheaper than the other guys too. So why shop anywhere else? This is Dave Doro from Kendor Marine. Boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. After a sparkling debut from Jacob Mizorowski and a 6-0 win over the Cardinals, Brewers look to make it 2 wins in a row tonight with Freddie Peralta on the mound. Coverage begins following the 6 o'clock news. The next time Matt LaFleur's Packers take the field as a full team, it'll be for day 1 of training camp.
It's not real football right now. There's no pads on, so, it's just more or less these guys got to be ready to roll when we come back. Was it July 22nd? And then we'll have some of the guys that are going to be coming back a few days early. We'll have the quarterbacks, the rookies, and some of our injured players. We'll have about half the team back here a little bit early.
The team begins the preseason August 9th. In the NBA, the Pacers look to take a 3-1 series lead over the Thunder tonight. It's Game 4 of the NBA Finals. And Sam Burns now in the lead. Actually, it's a 3-way tie at the U.S. Open. J.J. Spawn has dropped a stroke from his lead. 3 players, 3 under par, round 2 of the U.S. Open from Oakmont in Pennsylvania.
Let's get you an update right now on the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. In addition to the typical construction delays that we've been seeing every day on 41 and 43, we do have a new disabled vehicle in Milwaukee County. Disabled vehicle on the ramp from 76th Street to 41, 43, 894 East. I don't see that it's causing any delays, though, right now, so that's good news. Also, we still, looks like, Washington County still reporting this one, 4145 north, right around Lannon Road, right shoulder blocked there due to a car that's broken down.
A pretty nice day today. Shouldn't be too much concern of rain. You might see some stuff later tonight, but right now the radar is looking pretty good in our listening area. 74 degrees, the high today. Cloudy tonight, a low of 55. Partly cloudy on Saturday. Rain is now out of the forecast, which is good. High of 78. We should touch 80 inland on Sunday. Slight chance for an evening shower. 63 and partly sunny in Milwaukee at 1. Wait for it. 10.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
Well, we will not be there 1 week from today, but Wisconsin's Afternoon News will be there 1 week from today. There is Summerfest.
Yes, we're going to be there on Thursday for opening day.
Yeah, so we will be there on Thursday, day one of Summerfest next week, and then Friday, of course, day two. John and Julia will be there with Wisconsin's Afternoon News. We will have a Summerfest ticket giveaway a little bit later in the program. Be sure to listen for that. All sorts of great ways to get into the big gig, but we'll make it really easy for you with some tickets on us so you can enjoy the big gig. Stop down, say hello. Jessica will be signing autographs during our time there.
Oh, gosh.
Get some pictures.
It is fun to take some pictures, right? No autographs, though. Nobody wants that. I will say, this isn't just any ticket giveaway. It's not like you get one ticket or two tickets. This is a big deal.
Yeah, all right. You want to be listening a little bit later on. It's 1:11. It's the big stories that we're following locally and nationally here on WTMJ.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number one, the Trump administration says it played no role in the attacks by Israel. Early this morning, Israel attacked Iran's capital and strikes that targeted the country's nuclear and military sites, some individuals too. The expectation now is back and forth drone, missile, and bomb strikes could go on for days. At the Pentagon, yes, they are monitoring the situation very closely. CBS's Eleanor Watson has the latest.
What we've heard from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is that this is more of a campaign. We should expect days of strikes and then potentially days of retaliation from Iran. The U.S. was not assisting or involved in these strikes, according to U.S. officials, but what U.S. officials are concerned about is if Iran follows through on their vows, their threats to retaliate against not only Israel, but against the United States.
And something new, this just coming in, New York City authorities have increased security at houses of worship and Israeli diplomatic sites in the wake of these attacks.
In a related story, Iran asking for an emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council to condemn Israel's attack on Iranian missile and nuclear sites and the targeted killing of high-ranking military and nuclear officials. Israel's ambassador to the UN, Danny Danon, commenting on Israel's military action at a press conference in New York.
We acted to protect our citizens. We acted to prevent a threat that would endanger not only Israel, but the entire world. We will not sit quietly while our people are targeted. Not again, not ever.
This was a targeted attack. Israel's military said it used 200 fighter jets, and in retaliation, Iran has launched over 100 drones toward Israeli territory. President Trump warned Iran earlier today to agree to a nuclear deal before there is nothing left, suggesting Israel's next attacks on the country could be even more significant.
Number 3, a new cell phone feature could help you out at the airport.
Dreading the process of signing up for Real ID? If you have an iPhone, you may be in luck. Apple has unveiled a new feature that'll let its mobile phone users upload passports into Apple Wallet this fall and turn devices into a one-stop shop for travelers. The company says it'll be accepted at TSA checkpoints, at least for travel within the U.S., with no fumbling through your bag necessary. Real ID enforcement began last month. Some airline passengers have been trying to use their Costco cards to get through security. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
They're Costco cards.
It's like a library card, Costco card. What do I got with my face on it here?
Right. I know. I hadn't heard about that. So I was looking into it. And yes, there are apparently quite a few people who think because their picture is on the Costco card that they can whip it out anywhere and it becomes, this required official ID. But the Costco card, not the same as your passport.
No, it's different. Well, Costco's kind of gone to this kind kind of their newfangled approach, too, where you got to have the thing on your phone, on the app, right? The QR code check-in. You can use a Costco card for that, but that picture's black and white on the back of a Costco card.
Oh,
it's
my
not even
gosh.
color.
That's so funny. Can you imagine, like, the TSA agent?
Oh, I got this.
I'm sorry, sir. This is your Costco card?
Yeah.
Anyways, I also want to note this. This whole thing about having it on your iPhone and the Apple Wallet, this is not a replacement for your physical passport, because at first, if you just think it's like, oh, well, that's great. Travelers who have a digital passport in their Apple Wallet will still need to present the physical document at customs and border checkpoints when traveling internationally. But it is a nice option for getting through security for domestic travel.
Yeah, and the Costco card, of course, will save you on that pallet of paper towel that you're hoping to buy.
And it might get you the best hot dog you've ever had for $1. Is it $1? I've never gotten the
$1.50
hot dog. Oh, $1.50.
Yeah. I usually get the chicken Caesar salad for like $7.
I've had the churro there.
It's good.
Yeah.
They got good food. 1:15 on WTMJ. The best in golf right now at Oakmont in Pennsylvania for the men's U.S. Open. The best in junior golf will be in Wisconsin next week. We've got the story after this.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. Dr. Nausheen Abbas joined the Holtebeck Eye Center team last September, and her practice philosophy is to provide patient-centered medicine by giving all options. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Well, set sail in the month of June for a boundless bounty at Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee. Greg Matzek here. Let me tell you about it. It's a treasure worth $300,000 in cash and prizes. Pretty amazing. For your chance to win, just play your favorite slots. 40 winners every Thursday. The $300,000 boundless bounty happens in June. June 27th. Get it on your calendar and don't miss it. More info available at Potawatomi.com. Must be 21 years or older to play and a rewards member. Check out PaysBig.com.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. Will interest rates go up or down? We'll know much more June 18th when the Fed announces its next rate decision. Do you wonder how the announcement will impact your decisions, maybe your portfolio? Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight. 2 p.m. June 18th, Instant Insight is when Annex kind of goes live after important announcements like the Fed announcement to help explain what it means for you and for your money. It's free. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com, June 18th, 2 p.m.
Adair Floors has the newest flooring styles. Luxury vinyl flooring in plank and tile looks. Or choose from carpeting, hardwood, and porcelain tile. Flooring for every room in your home. Get personal care from Adair. Adair Floors and Remodeling, South 27th Street in Franklin.
Steel, walk behind, zero turn, and stand on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
A pretty nice day today, high of 74 degrees. Just a slight chance for some rain later in the evening. Overnight low 55. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, high of 78 degrees. 63 and partly sunny in Milwaukee at 117. Well, the best golfers in the world are currently in Pennsylvania this week for the men's U.S. Open. Challenging course, beautiful venue. About 160 of the best in women's golf were in Wisconsin just a couple of weeks ago for the U.S. Women's Open at Erin Hills. And next week, the future stars of the LPGA will be in Wisconsin for the American Junior Golf Association's Rolex Girls Junior Championship. So the event takes place at Century World in Stevens Point, just a gorgeous facility, one of the top 100 courses you can play in the country, according to multiple publications, and one of the best manicured courses I have ever played, period. Flat out, it's beautiful. Katie Kreuzer is the LPGA professional at Century World and kind enough to join us. Hi, Katie.
Hi there. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is exciting stuff. So can you put into perspective what is the Rolex Junior Championship and what it means for the winner? Just how big a tournament is this?
Sure. So we're really excited about this event. It's a huge junior golf event. The neat thing about this tournament is that it is the top 72 girls in the entire world. So they need to be invited to participate. They have to have had their spot earned through their rankings. So it's truly the future of women's golf that will be here this next week. Something the AJGA said to me yesterday that I thought was pretty amazing is that truly Century World this week will change the direction of one of their lives, because this is such a huge event that winning this tournament or even a really high finish in this tournament will propel them up the world rankings and change the direction of how their junior golf career will go and how their college recruiting will go. So that's pretty cool that we can be a part of that.
That is so exciting for these young players and their families as well. So who do we need to be watching for? Who do we need to be on the lookout for?
Well, there are girls from all over the world that are here. Currently, the player that seems like kind of the favorite and one that the name keeps coming up is currently number 2 ranked in the world, Aphrodite Deng. She's 15 years old from New Jersey. She just won a really huge event where the AJGA plays alongside the LPGA. And she won that recently this summer, and that really springboarded her from kind of like middle of the pack of like a 40-ish ranking up to number 2. So kind of, same idea here of how winning at Century World for this Rolex Girls Junior can just catapult the rankings.
So the AJGA does tournaments all across the country. And in full disclosure, Katie, I was a former AJGA intern years ago.
Oh, neat.
And one of the
That's a highly sought after position.
Oh.
It was a wonderful internship. We traveled the country setting up tournaments for these kids who were 12 to 18 years old, many of whom I now look at the PGA Tour rankings and LPGA Tour rankings, and I see familiar names, including Webb Simpson on the men's side. Paula Creamer was I think a 13 or 14-year-old junior growing up and just a shy little girl on the golf course, and all of a sudden she's winning major championships. But whenever the word Rolex was used to describe a tournament at this level, it was like the PGA version or LPGA version of a major. Like there were tournaments, and then there was this tournament.
Absolutely. You're exactly right. Where this is an AJGA tournament, but it's not one of their AJGA tournaments that happen every day of the week where anyone can sign up for it, or that you have to qualify, in a little bit of a lesser way. This is truly the best of the best, and you are only invited if you have earned it through that top ranking in the entire world, which is just impressive.
Katie, I have to say, Greg mentioned how beautiful this course is at Century World, and I have not been out there myself. I know he has, but I was just doing a little Google, and I was looking at it, and I thought, oh my gosh, the 16th hole? That is just stunning. It is so stunning. I said to Greg, is this for real? Is this what it really looks like out there? How do you guys make the 16th hole so beautiful? And I say this, too, because you might have people listening out there who are like, now I got to go. I got to check this out.
Sure. Yeah, it is really unique. It's truly the hole that people recognize Century World for, and we have people coming from all over the place wanting to see that hole. It's truly unique. There's 40,000 flowers planted on one par 3.
Wow.
So every year the design changes and the colors change. So it's really fun each year to see how it's imagined and what is new and different each year. But it's just spectacular. It looks beautiful. It smells great because of all the flowers. It's something you've got to see. It's beautiful.
Well, it's an array of colors, and including maybe my white Titleist that ended up over in the flower patch when I played a couple of years ago. But nevertheless, so Katie, when a tournament like this happens or an event like this happens at Century World, who makes the reach out? Do you contact the AJGA or do they contact you? How does that work?
I'm not sure exactly how the initial conversation started. I know that we had been in touch with them and had some site visits where they came to see if Century World would be appropriate and if it would be a good venue for such a tournament. And then we've had communication going for a bit of time now. So we're really excited that the tournament is finally here. We've been planning for quite a while.
Oh, so close. So, Katie, if people are going to go, if they're going to go to the Rolex Girls Junior Championship, what should they know before they go?
Well, it's free and open to the public, which is awesome. So there's parking right on site at Century World. The tee times will start Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, so June 17th, 18th, and 19th at 8 a.m. and there will be players on the course until probably about 3 p.m. each day. It's a stroke play event, so they'll play 18 holes each day, and then the winner will be determined Thursday afternoon.
Such a cool event. The American Junior Golf Association's Rolex Girls Junior Championship tees off next week. 72 of the best players in the world between the ages of 12 and 19 will be in Century World in central Wisconsin on one of the most beautiful courses you will ever see. It's perfect. It's like a carpet out there. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Katie, congratulations. It should be a fun week, and hope we'll get a lot of our fans up there to see Century World, and especially those who have never been there before and an experience that they will not forget.
Thanks so much. We can't wait to see everyone next week, and thanks for having me today.
You bet. Thank you so much. That's Katie Croyzer, the LPGA professional at Century World. So they do it kind of different at Century World. Typically you pay your greens fees, and then you buy something to drink at the snack shop. Maybe you get a hot dog or a sandwich at 9. Century World does all-inclusive pricing. So when you say I'm going to play Century World and your tee time's 11:42, it's you and a buddy or whatever, or a foursome. Everything else is taken care of on the course,
nice.
Right? They got a wonderful snack area. Grab breakfast, grab lunch, grab something to drink. You don't have to bring out your wallet anytime. It's more of a resort style. Once you've paid for your greens fees, you're good to go.
No tips either?
Enjoy as many Gatorades as you want, or as many adult beverages as you want.
Oh, wow. I want to go to the 16th hole.
It's
I want to
gorgeous.
see it. I want to smell it. As she said, all those flowers, I can't even imagine how lovely that is.
It is absolutely beautiful. A really cool event. If you're in the area of central Wisconsin next week, stop by and check it out. Free, open to the public, and the best in junior golf will be in central Wisconsin. News coming up. It's 1:26 on WTMJ.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
How do you get pee out of an old mattress?
Well,
I'm asking for a friend.
The best way to remove urine from a mattress is to trade in that old mattress for a new Beautyrest or Sealy Posturepedic.
But that'll cost a lot of money.
Not at Hasselus Mattress. Through Monday, trade in your old mattress and get additional savings of $248 off a queen and $348 off a king. And that's on top of our everyday low prices.
Come on, everybody says lowest prices.
Others sell a Sealy Posturepedic Queen Emeryville A mattress for $12.68. Hasselus sells it for $10.34. But through Monday, it's just $7.86. And check out the low prices on Beautyrest and more. Plus, free next day delivery.
What does my friend do with his old soaked mattress?
We haul it away for pee.
What was that?
Sorry, I meant for free.
Sure you did.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Well, Siding Unlimited has done it again. Let me tell you about it. Siding Unlimited, the best in the business when it comes to beautifying your home's exterior, recently recognized by Pella as their National Pella Platinum Premier Certified Contractor of the Year. It's a long title. It's a mouthful, but it's a worthy award for Siding Unlimited, the best installers of high-quality products that you are going to find. Doors, windows, roofing, and siding. They've done pretty much everything for us over the years, and they even helped expand our living space. at a home we built about 9 years ago with a beautiful paver patio, complete with a laminate stone retaining wall, gorgeous pergola. There's a gas fire pit that is wonderful. Probably fire that thing up tonight. And the coolest in landscape lighting. Yes, stuff I can just operate from my phone. I got a color wheel. I can select any color with my thumb, and boom, it's done. You want to talk about easy Christmas lights? Yeah, that's right. For any season, for any occasion, I get to play with my lighting thanks to Siding Unlimited. Bring some ideas and pictures to their showroom in Brookfield. Connect with them like I have, and you will be impressed. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
EAA AirVenture Oshkosh is July 21st through the 27th. You don't want to miss it. There's something for everyone. Bring the whole family. Youth 18 and under get in for free, thanks in part to the Boeing Company. Come witness this 1 week of endless possibilities, 7 straight days of the world's greatest aviation celebration. Jaw-dropping daily air shows, hands-on activities, world-class aircraft. You can even meet the pilots. Evening entertainment. There's truly something for everyone. Secure your tickets now. Early bird discounts. Visit EAA.org/tickets.
It's 1:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, June 13th. Your top story, surviving a shooting on Milwaukee's north side.
I'm Jessica Tighe. A plane crash investigation takes a big step forward.
74 degrees your high today, partly sunny skies. It's 63 in Milwaukee.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. Air raid sirens sounding across Israel. An IDF official tells ABC News dozens of ballistic missiles fired from Iran are incoming towards central Israel this hour. Israel's Iron Dome air defense systems intercepting many of those missiles, but some could get through. ABC's Marcus Moore is in Tel Aviv reporting from a shelter.
We can hear some of those explosions. There was one that was strong enough to rattle the wall a little bit here. And certainly it's very active out there. And generally, the thinking is that once those air raid sirens have sounded, that you have about 10 minutes or so to get to a safe place before one of those missiles or projectiles is believed to be a threat.
Iran's response due to Israel's strikes on Iranian nuclear sites and killing Iran's top military leaders and scientists. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News time is 1:31. A Milwaukee police officer shot in the leg. The 2 suspects are in custody after a pursuit late Thursday night on the city's northwest side.
The officer was pursuing a suspect flashing a gun near 46th and Hampton, who Police Chief Jeffrey Norman said refused to listen to the officer's command to drop the gun.
And gunfire was exchanged between one of the suspects and our officer.
The suspect's actions drawing the ire of Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson.
You're too damn old to be shooting at police officers at 39 years old.
A 19-year-old was also arrested, and the officer is expected to survive. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A 12-year-old is dead after shooting overnight on Milwaukee's northwest side. The child was found dead near 73rd and Fairmount. No one is in custody.
The Milwaukee Public School District is missing out on more than $40 million in state aid. According to a notice the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction sent MPS earlier this month, the state is currently withholding $42 million from the district because of late or missing financial reports. The state also withholding $16 million in special education funding from 2024. The DPI said it will release the funds to MPS when they turn in the required financial reports.
Investigators in India have now recovered the black box that was inside that Air India flight that crashed yesterday. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner went down just minutes after takeoff. 241 people on board were killed. At least 5 people on the ground were also killed. And it was a miracle, but there was one survivor from the plane. DNA testing was being conducted to identify the victims. More bodies are expected to be found in the search at the crash site.
President Donald Trump's administration releasing personal data for millions of Medicaid enrollees to immigration services. The Trump administration has made cracking down on illegal immigration a major initiative during his few first months in office. The data released last week includes information of people living in California, Illinois, Washington State, and the nation's capital, which all allow immigrants who are in the United States illegally to enroll in relatively new Medicaid programs that pay for their expenses using only state taxpayer dollars.
Major changes could be on the way for Medicaid recipients. Changes include the requirement for a recipient to prove they're working at least 80 hours a month. Dr. Stacy Lee is a professor of healthcare at Johns Hopkins University.
I don't know about making America healthy again. We are setting up an infrastructure that will result in hospitals and clinics bearing the price tag for as long as they can to provide care without a federal safety or a state safety net.
The proposed changes are part of the president's budget bill. If it passes, Dr. Lee says some people's primary care may only be found in emergency rooms.
Well, yet another important traffic advisory for area commuters for the weekend. And now for the other direction.
This weekend, beginning tonight at 11, 894 eastbound will undergo a full extended closure between the Hale interchange and the Mitchell interchange. Like the westbound side last weekend, this 54-hour closure is necessary for final paving operations and is scheduled to last through Monday morning at 5:30. The westbound routes will stay open during the eastbound closure. The DOT suggests drivers using alternate routes, and all work is weather dependent, but if you want more information, head to WTMJ.com. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
The sounds of Polish Fest are filling the lakefront once again.
At Polish Fest, the music isn't just entertainment, it's tradition. The John Gora Band has come down to Polish Fest for the last 25 years. John Gora, the band's lead, says the mission is to preserve Polish heritage.
You know what? You got to pass on their roots and traditions and customs with food and music. People might not even, they lost the language over the years, but melodies and food and taste buds, they will always remain.
Polish Fest runs through Friday and Sunday on the Summerfest grounds. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News time is 1:35.
We did the math. When you buy bagged mulch from the big guys, you pay $50 a yard. Why pay more for inferior mulch? When you buy from Erickson's, you'll get premium mulch for almost half the cost. And you'll see that even our economy mulch is better, for less than half the cost of bag mulch. And either choice is made with premium colorant that lasts longer. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Do you want the economy mulch or the premium? The only real difference is that the premium mulch has thicker strands, while the economy mulch is finer. But the colorant we use for both is of the highest quality, and that's why the color of our mulch lasts longer. And our mulch comes from trees, not pallets, and we process it all in-house. That's why our prices are so low. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. Will interest rates go up or down? We'll know much more June 18th when the Fed announces its next rate decision. Do you wonder how the announcement will impact your decisions, maybe your portfolio? Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight. 2 p.m. June 18th, Instant Insight is when Annex kind of goes live after important announcements like the Fed announcement to help explain what it means for you and for your money. It's free. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com, June 18th, 2 p.m.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
Father's Day is Sunday. Take your father to the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill. Buy one dinner, get one free tonight through Sunday, including desserts and ice cream drinks. Yeah, buy one, get one free even on Father's Day. Google foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers are trading Aaron Savali to the Chicago White Sox in exchange for first baseman Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn has since been assigned to AAA Nashville. The Brewers take on the Cardinals tonight, Game 2 of their four-game series. First pitch set for 7:10. Coverage begins following the 6 o'clock news on WTMJ. And J.J. Spawn back in the lead. Round 2 of the U.S. Open is well underway from Oakmont. Spawn is 4 under par for the tournament. Sam Burns is 1 shot off the pace after firing a round of 65.
Let's get you an update right now on the traffic with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. We're looking good. Our updates, disabled vehicles cleared from the system, even the one that was sticking around for hours and broke down at 6 o'clock this morning. That one is now out of here. No big crashes to let you know about either. In fact, the only thing you really need to worry about right now Nothing new. Yep, all the slowdown due to construction on 41 and also 43.
Well, pretty nice day today. What's the weekend look like? We've got Brian Niznansky, Chief Meteorologist from TMJ4, joining us. Hey, Niz.
Yo, what's happening, guys? How we doing?
Doing good. They got the Niz and the Miz, right? So the Brewers got the Miz, TMJ4's got the Niz. There's some kind of partnership opportunity there. I'm not sure exactly what it is yet, but we've got to get that figured out.
One can throw the fastball a lot faster than the other, that's for sure.
Well,
holy cow, yeah.
What would your walk-up? What would your walk-up song be, Brian?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Oh, see, I thought you might have
Thunder.
one. Lightning and Thunder. Oh, that's an easy one. Okay, we'll give you a layup. That's fine.
Who knows? But man, that guy, the Miz. I mean, he looks like he could be like a little teenager, like just like 13 years old, going out there, doesn't he? And then he just whiffs the ball. Incredible last night.
Yeah, 6'7", throwing 102 miles an hour. They've got a spot for you in Major League Baseball if you can do that.
Yeah. Oh, it was amazing. Hopefully a sign of many, many more awesome outings. But yeah, I guess I'll take my weather skills, although I probably would rather prefer 102 mile per hour fastball.
Okay, that's all right. Not sure if it's going to be hot today, if roof is going to be open, what we're looking at here, but any thought of rain? It looks like the radar is pretty clean right now.
Gosh, these rain chances are so small now. All week long, we've been kind of walking back what once looked like a rainy forecast, and then each day it's like now looking like a 10 to 20% chance, and now I would probably go even less than that. I think if we see any showers pop up this afternoon, they're probably going to be well inland and south, like down towards Beloit and Rockford. That's probably the best chance of seeing some bubble-up showers. There's some more instability there, a little bit warmer there away from the lake. And honestly, if I was betting again for any location in southeastern Wisconsin, I'd say you have a much better chance of being completely dry than seeing any of these stray showers today.
Love that. And I even took note that tomorrow, too, that chance for rain that we had earlier, that's out of here, so that's good news. But Sunday, wondering about Sunday, because I know a lot of people have plans. I'm sure your family has plans. It's Father's Day on Sunday, and a lot of people will be, I know, I've got my family, my dad and my stepmom coming over for a barbecue in the early evening. So as far as the daytime, whether it's the morning, afternoon, and evening, what do you expect?
Yeah, again, I wish we could be better at, just saying there's a chance, but I think that's really what it is. But it does look like a better chance afternoon, evening-ish on Sunday. But again, I think we're looking at scattered stuff. I would not cancel any outdoor plans this weekend. I know we have, as you mentioned, Father's Day. We got a lot of graduation parties going on this weekend as well. Saturday and Sunday. Don't cancel plans, but just kind of in the back of your head, have a plan to, where you'll go if you have to duck in for 10 minutes or something, even if it's your garage for everybody. You know what I mean? Have things cleared out, have things ready to go. I would not cancel any outdoor plans this weekend. Honestly, I think the vast majority of the area is probably going to go through the weekend dry.
And then a little bit of a temperature warm up here too, Niz. It looks like we're hitting 80 early next week. Yeah,
next week, a little kick of summer. These waves of summer, they seem to be pretty brief. This one, again, probably will end up being the case. We warm up a couple days and we cool back down. Water temperatures are still in the 50s. So if we get any influence from Lake Michigan, they say goodbye to 80s, say goodbye to 70s. I mean, the water temperature is 56. So that will have a huge effect still. So I do see a little bit more of a swing of a southwesterly flow, whereas the lake will not be as prevalent, especially Monday and Tuesday. And that's when temperatures should be warming up.
Brian, I know you guys are always looking at trends. You're looking back at data. Do you do that for Summerfest at all? Because we've got Summerfest coming up on Thursday, and I feel like it's always so varied. Sometimes it's really hot. Sometimes it's cool by the lake. Sometimes we've seen rain, which always puts a damper on attendance numbers. But do you guys look at that? Do you have historical data over the years for the start of Summerfest or Summerfest in general?
Yeah. Summerfest can be such a wild card given its proximity to the lake again. But yeah, I mean, there are some days where you could go down to Summerfest and it could be 90 degrees and humid, and then all of a sudden you see that fog layer form and you know that the coolness of the lake is just about ready to settle in, and next thing you know, you need a sweatshirt. So it is a very tricky time of year to forecast near Lake Michigan. Probably the trickiest time. Probably the trickiest thing that we forecast here in southeastern Wisconsin is conditions near Lake Michigan in the springtime when the air temperature wants to be. You have an air mass that is supporting, 80s, 90s, but then all of a sudden the natural cooler that we have, if the wind is just right or if the wind doesn't exist at all, like let's say it's a really calm day and you got 80s, 90s going on. Once you start to heat over land, that air rises, and what replaces it is the cool air that comes off the lake. That's your traditional lake breeze. It's tricky. So as any year, be prepared for anything. Right now, it looks like a warmer side of things for Thursday and Friday. We'll see how things shake out. We have some better rain chances midweek. Hopefully, we get that out of here by the time of Summerfest.
Good stuff. Nis, have yourself a great weekend. Enjoy Father's Day with that wonderful family of yours, and we'll see you around.
Yes, you too. Happy Father's Day.
Appreciate it. 144 on WTMJ.
From those with no experience to firearms enthusiasts, all are welcome at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. The staff is deeply committed to providing a welcoming and engaging environment for everyone at every level. Learn the right way to handle firearms, level up your skills, and experience replica firearms from different historical eras while learning about their role in protecting our freedoms throughout history. Visit veteran-owned and managed Mission 94 in Kenosha today. Check out the 5-star reviews. Just Google Mission 94.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp. Banks. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
You should be listening to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe each weekday.
They call it Rizzo Ball. But the funny thing is now it's so popular, all the neighbors want to play.
Rizzo Ball is?
Yeah.
But if you missed us, catch up anytime with our Wisconsin's Midday News podcast.
So subscribe, take us with you wherever you go. Full shows, full hours, all the interviews, the fun stuff that you may have missed throughout the course of your day.
Powered by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin, the best in the area. They're going to take care of you big time. You want to play pickleball. You want to golf. You want to play with your grandkids in the front yard and do it with no pain. Go to the place that has the highest patient satisfaction ratings and the top doctors in the area. It's Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. I've met the docs. I've walked through the hospital. It's absolutely incredible. They're going to take great care of you from beginning to end. Go to OHOW.com, hit the request an appointment button. OHOW.com, request an appointment.
147 on your Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. I was just kind of checking what was going on in the world, besides our breaking news that we had today. And all of a sudden I see the musical Luigi Mangione is opening tonight. And I'm like, what? No.
That was fast.
A musical? I mean, doesn't this kind of blow your mind? I don't know. And I guess if I think about this, you do go sometimes and see a play from something that was ripped from the headlines in real life, but it does seem like it's later. So I don't know why, but this just seemed bizarre to me. But yeah, Luigi Mangione is now the subject of a musical. And musicals about murders aren't anything new. And think about just how many people have been enthralled by this man for so many reasons. I mean, some people because they're just so upset with the healthcare system. Other people in a weird way with a weird fascination because the young man is attractive. But at the end of the day, this young man is accused of murder But yeah, this opens tonight. It's at a theater in San Francisco, and it runs for a couple of weeks. It's a 60-minute musical, and it was created by a team of local theater makers. And apparently there's some comedy in it as well, which also seems weird to me because I don't know what about the story is funny, but apparently they found something funny in it.
So what's the music, right? Are these like, did they come up with their own like soundtrack, for lack of a better term? Is it like, what is it, right? Like what is the tone? How do they do this?
I don't know. Maybe everybody's dancing to like the new song, Your Favorite Felony.
It's so strange,
It is.
but you're right. The fascination with this story, it is tenfold, right? You've got this just incredible, like, what am I watching here? It's a murder on the streets in Manhattan, where this United Healthcare CEO was taken out in a coordinated effort by one single individual. He's on the run. He's found at a McDonald's, and then people start sort of cheering for the guy, right? There's this collection of individuals that are like supporting Luigi Mangione for what he did in the streets of Manhattan. And now, just months later, there's a musical on it.
And not only is there a musical, but it is sold out. The other part, and I will say I did find this interesting when the news came out about this, but I guess part of what got them thinking about this to write a musical, including Luigi Mangione, is the fact that where he is right now, where he is behind bars, his cellmates, real-life cellmates, include Sam Bankman-Fried and then Diddy. So you think you've got the three of those locked up in the same place. That is interesting. So apparently that comes into play as well. But just a little bit of absurd viral fame for Luigi Mangione. They say it's bold, campy, and unafraid. Luigi, the musical. Laugh out loud funny and surprisingly thoughtful, but sold out and starting tonight in San Francisco.
Laugh out loud funny. Not exactly the word, and I've not seen much of it at all here.
I just couldn't believe it.
Think those words would apply.
Is this real? I said yes. Yes, it is.
151 on WTMJ. Hey, we want to make Summerfest a thing for you. And yes, I know we could give away a couple of tickets here, Gina. We could give away a 4-pack, Jessica. But we're not going to do that.
We're doing it big.
If it's Summerfest and it's every day and it's on us, you want to be a part of this. We are giving away what is officially being called a power pack of tickets. You, as the fourth caller, will win 18 tickets to Summerfest. That's right. Every day of the festival, you and a friend go enjoy on us. A power pack, 18 tickets to the fest for caller number 4 at 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. This is no typo. 18 total tickets. We are giving them away right now.
Good luck.
Enjoy.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
Greg Matzek here. I want to tell you about Horicon Bank. Horicon Bank, doing banking differently since 1896. Man, that's incredible. Over 100 years of doing banking differently. Horicon Bank started as a single branch. It was in Horicon, as the name suggests. Well, since then, they have grown exponentially over the years. And recently, they even expanded into southeastern Wisconsin. But Horicon Bank has not lost that community-minded approach to helping you, help service you, your family, your business, whatever it is. Horicon Bank will help you through the process. Doing banking differently for over 100 years. It is Horicon Bank. Together doing good. That's the vision. They're committed to doing what it takes to help you and your business. It's Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice. Member FDIC.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit means sit dog training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Well, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, Jessica. From beer to fast food, nothing, and I mean nothing, is safe from pickles.
Pickle, 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 pickle.
Yeah, that's right. And now the sweet and sour taste of pickles is entering a new frontier. Ramen.
Okay. I might be able to get down with that.
Instant ramen maker Cup Noodles is releasing a new dill pickle version, which combines the flavors of the noodles with the tangy and sour taste of a pickle, all right there in one fancy microwavable cup. Pop the top, take off the plastic. 3 minutes later, you're enjoying it. The company hopes to capitalize on the pickle trend that's taken over social media and attracted curious consumers.
Katie, do you want my pickle?
No, not if you're going to eat it.
Not if, okay.
Okay, well, dip pickle is having a moment, especially with Gen Z. I'm not sure if you've paid attention to this, but pickles, for whatever reason, are all over social media with this young millennial audience. And the folks at Nissin Foods, owner of Cup Noodles, have taken notice. If you do a little TikTok searching, pickles are everywhere. I don't understand it, but they are.
They've been everywhere forever.
Well,
there's nothing new. It's a pickle.
Well, pickles are certainly enjoyable, but yes, when you think of ramen, you must now think of pickles.
Dad, when are you going to eat that pickle?
Yeah, that's the question we all have. Online chatter about pickles increased nearly 12%, and menu additions jumped 8% last year, according to data from TasteWise, which tracks these sort of trends, right? Hot food items, hot food groups, spices, anything and everything relating to food, and they have realized that pickles are hot, much like bears in commercials.
I mean, it's a familiar flavor. Can I just take you guys behind the scenes, though, for a moment?
Yeah.
Greg was like nowhere to be found for quite a while this morning.
That's right.
And then he walks in the door. He's like, I spent way too much time on this pickle thing.
Oh, yeah, I did. Disproportionate.
I was putting in a script for something, and I looked at this other script that said pickle craze, and all I saw was a soundbite that said, do you want my pickle? And
yes.
I was like, oh, gosh, it's Friday, everybody. It's Friday.
I put a disproportionate amount of time in this pickle story today. Cup Noodles Dill Pickle goes on sale for a limited time. It's going to cost you $1.17. Beginning June 21st, you will be able to find the Cup Noodles Dill Pickle variety at select Walmart and Albertson stores, as well as online. If you'd like to have it shipped to you, perhaps Cup Noodles Dill Pickle can arrive at your front door.
There's so many graduations happening this weekend if you're looking for a graduation gift. One of the coolest things I got way back in the day from my aunt after graduating from high school was this big storage bin full of different things you could take to college. I mean, from an iron to this and that, all different kinds of things. But I feel like, the college kids with a cup of noodles, the ramen, they love that. Here you go. They're loving dill, the younger people, the pickles. A couple of these. Throw in the basket.
Pickle collabs are nothing new. Heinz came out with their dill pickle ketchup about a year ago. I don't know how sales went, but pickles, they're everywhere, whether you like it or not. And I, for one, support our pickle friends.
It's a lesson to never I will survive.
It's WTMJ's Brandon Snide with Leslie Smith and new general manager from Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, Craig Bro. Guys, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Summer is officially here. Craig, we'll start with you. It's never too late to start an adventure. If I don't have a license, how can Wisconsin Harley-Davidson help me?
Well, the Riding Academy is always looking to add more students. With a wide selection of new and used Harley-Davidsons, we're here to help you get on to that next adventure from start to finish. With 2 class time options, we offer a way around your schedule so you can get that M endorsement and then purchase your dream motorcycle with financing to fit any budget. Stop in and see a sales associate about what we have going on this month.
I am a graduate of the riding program at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. It is fantastic. Now, Leslie, once I have that M on my license, can you tell me about the events coming up in the month of June at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson?
Yeah, Brandon, this is always what we want to see is our new students coming and hanging out with us. So June 14th, we actually have 2 different rides. It's all about the veterans and all about the dogs. You choose from going from Milwaukee or Iron Ridge. The ride for veterans starts in Milwaukee, ends up here at the dealership. The Iron Ridge ride comes to the dealership as well, and that ride is benefiting dogs and hogs. It's a Wisconsin Guardian Foundation and Giuseppe Canine Services. Same as always, we have live music, food, vendors, there's an auction, there's even a canine demo. It's a great day for the kids to come, see what these canines do in action, and just hang out and listen to some music.
So that's on June 14th. Now, a week later, on June 21st, there's more fun being planned at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. Is that correct?
Yes. So there's another ride that we're doing for veterans again, a ride for veterans benefiting Wisconsin Hero Outdoors. Wisconsin Hero Outdoors has partnered with Veterans America, which specializes in mortgages for our heroes, with their mission being own the land you defend. A great day giving back to our amazing veterans.
Sounds like a win-win across the board. Let Wisconsin Harley-Davidson fill up your summer with riding adventures. For more information, go to wishd.com or follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Those little birds from St. Louis better take shelter. There's a storm brewing in Milwaukee.
Swing and a miss. Pages is gone. 1-0-1 on the fastball from Mizorowski. 5 scoreless in his big league debut.
Our Brewers Radio Network coverage starts tonight at 6:35. The Brewers take on the Cardinals at AmFam Field. We are the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 2 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Friday, June 13th. Your top story, tensions escalate in the Middle East.
I'm Jessica Tighe, welcoming new faces to the force.
Partly sunny, slight chance of a shower in the evening hours. Not going to be much made of that. 74 your high, 68 near the lake. Mostly cloudy tonight, a low of 55. 63 and mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 2 o'clock. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, Israel and Iran now trading blows as tensions come to a head between the two nations. Israel's military now says that Iran launched more than 100 drones at the country Friday morning. This reported drone attack comes on the heels of an Israeli strike Thursday night that targeted Iranian nuclear facilities. CBS's Natalie Brand.
Israeli hospitals also prepared underground facilities after the country launched a wave of strikes overnight aimed at Iran's nuclear program.
Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israeli warplanes struck more than 100 targets and killed leading nuclear scientists and at least 3 top Iranian generals.
There are reports that at least 78 Iranians were killed and more than 300 others wounded following the Israeli attacks. The United Nations Security Council holding an emergency meeting over the escalating crisis today.
In a statement on Truth Social, President Trump called on leadership in Iran to reconsider a nuclear deal with the U.S. The president says it would be in the best interest of Iran. He alluded to the idea that the U.S. could give more weapons of war to Israel if the conflict continues or escalates. The U.S. State Department continues to say it was not involved with the Israeli strike overnight.
A Milwaukee police officer will survive after being shot in the leg during a chase Thursday night on the city's northwest side. Police say the officer was shot by a 39-year-old suspect near 46th and Hampton after a brief chase and arrest attempt. An additional 19-year-old was arrested in connection to the incident. NPD says 2 ghost guns were recovered at the scene.
11 new deputies were just sworn into the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office. Milwaukee County Sheriff Danita Ball tells WTMJ she's excited for these deputies, but she says their first days on the force will be a learning experience.
It probably will take anywhere from a year to a year and a half to get comfortable with it. And then I'm pretty sure some of them will second guess themselves and will ask a friend, hey, am I doing this right, or a supervisor? But I think those are the challenges.
Sheriff Ball says the new deputies will have multiple duties that expand across the county, including at the courthouse, airport, and county highways.
The Kettle Moraine School District is losing an elementary school. Maggie Elementary in the town of Genesee will close after next school year, following an emotional vote by the school board this week.
And this is the absolute worst decision I've ever had to make.
This is not what my heart wants. But I know, after reviewing the facts and the data, we owe it to our students and our staff and our community to make that sound financial decision.
The board says shuttering the school will help the district close a projected $7.5 million budget deficit by 2031.
Well, grab some kielbasa and a cold Zyvik. Polish Fest returns to Milwaukee's lakefront today.
At Polish Fest, it's not just about food, it's about history passed down on the plate.
To recognize what heritage is to you, our culture, and display it and have a better understanding of what this is.
Chefs here say the kitchen is where stories are told. It's about tradition, love, and representing culture with every bite.
Food triggers memories. Memories trigger emotions, and that's kind of what I'm going for here.
At Polish Fest, Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Well, health officials in Great Britain are pulling some candy off the shelves. ABC's Lionel Moise.
The UK has declared a popular American candy unsafe. Jolly Ranchers, Britain's equivalent of the FDA, says the candies contain ingredients that may increase cancer risk if eaten over a long period of time. They've been pulled from the UK, but some businesses still import them. Hershey's makes Jolly Ranchers and says, quote, consumers can rest assured that our products are safe.
Yeah, not just the hard candy Jolly Ranchers disappearing. The gummy version of the candy is also being pulled due to health concerns. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Rough end of the week here with the Dow down about 800 points, plunging to 42,167. NASDAQ off about 250 today at 19,418. S&P 500 is up about 70 at 5976. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite, financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com.
The Miz was awesome. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 2:05.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited recently completed an amazing project. Imagine a backyard with a beautiful deck, automated pergola, and an outdoor kitchen with an amazing outdoor fireplace as its focal point, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by our beautiful showroom in Waukesha or visit our website at outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
With over 57 years of experience, family-owned Yutka Fence installs high-quality fencing with residential options, including vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and ornamental fences. Committed to craftsmanship and customer service, Yutka Fence doesn't just build fences, they build relationships based on care, trust, precision, and protecting what matters most. Mention you're a WTMJ fan for 10% off your project. Schedule your free estimate today at yutkafence.com or call 262-859-3226.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. What a debut for Brewers rookie Jacob Mizorowski. 5 innings, no runs, no hits, 5 strikeouts. He threw 8 pitches between 100 and 102 miles an hour before leaving the game in the 6th with cramps. He also tweaked his ankle on the mound.
I feel like I could have kept going, but, cramped up and stuff happens.
Ankle okay?
Yeah, I saw the picture. It looks bad, but no, feels good. Feels great.
Brewers picked up a 6-0 win. They'll go for 2 in a row tonight over the Cardinals. Coverage begins following the 6 o'clock news. The next time Matt LaFleur's Packers assemble in Green Bay, it'll be for day 1 of training camp in late July.
It's up to each individual to put in that work to come back and be in a better place, and then collectively, hopefully that adds up.
Packers begin the preseason in 7 weeks, and the U.S. Open at Oakmont. It's round 2 with J.J. Spawn atop the leaderboard at 4 under par. 1-stroke lead. Some notable names may not make the cut, including Rory McIlroy and Bryson DeChambeau.
Let's check out the roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. The biggest concern right now is just the stop and go due to construction. That's on 41. Today, the delays start a little bit after Good Hope Road, but before Mill Road. So let's go Good Hope Road down to about, it clears up once you get basically right to about Burleigh Street, and then headed the opposite way. A little bit after Watertown Plank, you're going to start to see the delays on 41, and then they clear up before you get to Hampton.
Partly sunny today, slight chance of an evening shower, high of 74, low of 55. Partly cloudy Saturday, no rain in the forecast, a high of 78. Just a slight chance for an afternoon or evening shower on Sunday. Most of the day sunny with a high of 81. 63 and mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 209.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
Friday the 13th, for those who keep score at home, is that a thing for you? Friday the 13th a thing? Does it mean anything?
Not really, no. I mean, but I'm typically not like walking under a ladder anyways.
Okay, that's a good idea. You don't break a lot of mirrors.
Usually try to open the umbrella inside. Things I just don't usually do.
Yeah,
So I don't worry about it. Do you?
No, when I say it, I feel like I say it and I feel like there should be something there, but there's not really anything there. My kids don't know anything different, right? Friday the 13th is just Friday the 13th. They don't know anything about the horror movies.
To be honest, I didn't even think about it until this very moment when you said it.
Okay.
I just saw 6:13 and thought, carry on. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah, well, happy Friday indeed. We've got about 50 minutes left in the program. We'll get you set for the afternoon program and some big stories that we're following here as we hit the 2 o'clock hour.
Here's your top 2 at 2 on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, stocks are dropping and oil prices are surging. That's how the tension in the Middle East today is directly impacting us. Early this morning, Israel attacked Iran's capital and strikes that targeted the country's nuclear program. It appears to be the most significant attack Iran has faced since its war with Iraq in the 80s. Iran is one of the world's major producers of oil, and escalating fighting could limit its flow. CBS Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady explains the impact in the markets.
Whenever there is something like this that happens over in the Middle East, there are implications, economic implications for you and me right here at home. So oil prices are spiking because oil is traded on a global market. It is simple economics. Go back to your college class, demand and supply. And so when you have bombs going off in the Middle East, when you have Iran being a top 10 oil producer, as many other of the Middle Eastern nations are, there is a concern about supply.
Oil prices are set for the biggest one-day gain since 2022. And if you look at the markets, I'm taking a fresh peek at them right now. The Dow is down nearly 800 points right now to 42,170. S&P 500 is down 65 points to 5,979. And the NASDAQ is down more than 230 points to 19,425.
Well, number 2, they are still quite literally sifting through the rubble in India after an Air India passenger plane carrying 242 and killing 241 crashed just moments after taking off. U.S. investigators are on the ground as well. They're joining authorities in India looking into what caused that Air India plane to crash. We now know the name of the lone survivor on the board. His name is Vishwas Ramesh. He was seen limping away from the crash scene minutes after the plane went down. Ramesh FaceTimed his father as he was walking away. His brother, Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, describes that conversation.
He video called my dad. As he crashed, he said, planes crashed. All of that. I don't know where my brother is. I don't see any other passengers. I don't know how I'm alive, how I exited the plane.
So Sky News conducted an interview with Ramesh, who was in his hospital bed, and Ramesh conducted the interview in his native language. But he said, quote, and I'll translate for you, "For a little while, I thought I was going to die, but when I opened my eyes, I realized I was alive, so I tried to escape." Jeez. He described the scene because his plane crashed into a building, a multi-story building. It was a hostel. He said one side of the plane, near where he was sitting, was open. He could get out, but the other side was right into the face of the building, and it was dusty, and you could see that everything had just sort of caved in on the plane, and there was no opportunity to get out if you were on that side. So he considers himself incredibly fortunate and lucky. His other brother, AJ, was also aboard that plane. He is still missing, but the video is unbelievable. And if you see the video of him walking away, It's an absolute miracle that there was any survivors.
That is incredible, because remember yesterday we were telling people that this one man survived. He was sitting in 11A was his seat. And we were saying we don't really know yesterday. We didn't know how exactly he was doing, other than the fact that he survived and he was in a hospital. But I thought, well, he's doing fairly good if he's talking to media, right? And then I could see the pictures that they had of him. He didn't look terrible, but you didn't know what was happening internally.
Yeah.
But now that we see the video of him walking away, I mean, that just puts it into an even bigger perspective. The fact that he was able to walk away and he didn't have emergency crews just rushing him off on a stretcher. It's truly a miracle that guy survived.
No doubt about it. So if, more updates as warranted here on WTMJ, where it's 2:14.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Helping people and families seriously injured in accidents and standing up for victims to take the burden off their shoulders. So proud to represent Gruber Law Offices. If you've been hurt in an accident, you make that call to Gruber. Trust them to handle all the legal elements of your case while you focus on healing. And it's what Gruber does best. They've been doing it for 40 years, giving back to the community and helping get results that speak for themselves. Family-owned and operated, but a large and powerful team. They've got the resources necessary to take on the insurance companies, and they win. Locally known and nationally recognized. Visit gruber-law.com. Learn more about the firm, learn about what they do in the community, and make the call if you've been hurt in an accident. It's 414-276-6666.
Get the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards. Steel roofing is durable, offering your home the best protection from wind, hail, and fire. Choose from 29 stylish colors that not only enhance the appearance of your home, but will reduce cooling costs and keep your home more comfortable all summer long. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Father's Day is Sunday. Take your father to the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill. Buy one dinner, get one free tonight through Sunday, including desserts and ice cream drinks. Yeah, buy one, get one free, even on Father's Day. Google foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Steel, walk behind, zero turn, and stand on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
74 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Gets your high today. Overnight low 55. No rain in the forecast tomorrow. Should be pretty nice. Partly cloudy, high of 78. We could touch 81 on Father's Day, and just a slight chance, as I'm looking at the updated forecast here, for some rain. That would be mainly in the evening hours, but certainly widespread. Don't cancel any plans. Should be a pretty nice weekend overall. It's 63 degrees and mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 2:17. Well, Israel and Iran continue to trade blows as tensions come to a head between the two nations. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirms the U.S. did not play a military role in the attack, though President Trump tells ABC News he thought the attacks had been, quote, excellent, and suggested there were, quote, more to come. ABC's Shannon Kingston is at the State Department. Shannon joins us on the line. Shannon, what do we know of the United States' involvement? If it wasn't a part of the coordinated military attack, what was the United States' involvement in the execution?
Look, as Israel carried out the biggest attack on Iran in decades, a truly unprecedented scale here, the U.S. stayed on the sidelines. We do know they supplied some kind of intelligence support, but they didn't play as big of a role as the U.S. has done in the past. But now in the aftermath, and I even hesitate to use the word aftermath because the dust has not settled here, we are seeing a very hot situation in Israel right now as Iranian retaliation really starts to heat up here. So this is something that the president is actually trying to work to his advantage right now. He's saying that Iran should be more interested now in cutting a nuclear deal because they have been hit so hard.
Shannon, I'm glad you mentioned a hot situation right now because I wanted to ask about that. Are there emergency sirens going off? Are there strikes happening right now? We know what happened overnight, but what's the situation now?
Yes, it appears to have escalated significantly. We know that Iran has fired dozens of missiles at Israel. The sirens are going off. I'm talking to my colleagues on WhatsApp right now. We know they are taking shelter, trying to get out of harm's way, but also that there has been some level of destruction. We're seeing video of buildings in and around Tel Aviv that appear to have undergone significant damage, taken strikes here, and we know at least some injuries have been reported. But it's going to be a while before we know the extent of the damage as both countries here really continue to exchange blows.
Shannon, can you give some perspective on just how concentrated these attacks were or how far spread out they were within the nations?
Well, in Iran, we saw really the whole scale that you can imagine. We saw these very precise, targeted attacks taking out top military commanders. Video from Israel claims to show its intelligence service operating in the country to plan and execute these kinds of sneaky attacks that are targeted and can eliminate a threat without causing widespread damage. So that's one thing. But we also saw these big, large-scale strikes on nuclear facilities across Iran, including its top enrichment sites and even its site that's actually underground, heavily protected. So we don't know yet how much that might have done to set Iran's nuclear program back, but clearly they've taken some heavy hits.
I always feel like it's important to explain to people, how this is impacting us here in the U.S. because sometimes if you're not paying very close attention to this, you see it, it's happening on the other side of the world, and you say, okay, it doesn't feel like it's impacting me. But in a way, it is. It's impacting us directly today when we talk about oil prices surging and stocks dropping. I'm also curious about security in the U.S. Do you know of any places here in the U.S. that are increasing security in the wake of these attacks overseas?
Of course, there are always concerns that this kind of escalation in the Middle East is going to roil up anti-American sentiment, that it's possible we could see some kind of groups operating in the U.S. carrying out attacks. And the State Department has already issued a global caution to Americans to be on high alert. That came in the aftermath of the October 7th attacks. And the State Department now is also warning any Americans who might be traveling in the Middle East and North Africa that they need to be aware that the security situation there could change for them very rapidly.
Shannon, what do we know about future meetings, be it today or over the weekend, with Iran and the United Nations and how the United States might be involved?
Well, we do know that the United States and Iran were set to hold a sixth round of high-level nuclear negotiations that was going to take place in Oman. Right now, the U.S. is saying that they're still all systems go. As the president has broadcasted, they see this as a time to cut a deal with Iran because they know they've been hit, they're hurting. But Iran is saying that no way, they're not going to come to the table now. It's just not the right time for them. So we're going to watch that situation closely and see what happens. But if I was a betting person, I would not be saying that those talks are going to happen as planned.
ABC News State Department correspondent Shannon Kingston. We appreciate it, Shannon. Thanks, you.
Shannon.
Thanks very much.
2:22 on WTMJ.
Hi, I'm Rose Gray with Fox World Travel, and I'm excited to share that our exclusive guided Alaska land and sea journeys are now available for 2026. We partner with Holland America Line to curate the best and most sought-after experiences to Alaska. We send hundreds of travelers from Wisconsin to Alaska every year, along with experienced Fox tour managers for peace of mind. Don't just picture Alaska, live it. We have limited spots, and these tours are booking fast. Visit Fox World Travel online or call 866 Go Fox Go.
For over 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. I was reading an article the other day talking about home improvement projects and return on investment, and the study suggested that a garage door has a return on investment of 194%. Think about that for a second, right? This is a worthwhile change to your home's exterior. And Geis, the best folks in the business to do it. They'll handle it for you, big or small, with brands like CHI and LiftMaster, doors for every budget. They'll even go the custom route for you. If that's what your project requires, you can trust Geis. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, just visit geisdoors.com. Wisconsin'sMidday.com. You can also check out their showroom. It's in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and that custom design room. They'll treat every project with respect. They have helped us out. They will do the same for you. They have been doing it for decades. Don't think twice. Call Geis and visit GeisDoors.com. Hey, Vinny.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
A Blaine's Farm and Fleet original story.
Why is everyone coming on their riding mowers and UTVs?
I figured all the neighbors could use a break from yard work, so I invited them for
a ride-on lawnmower movie?
Or, as I like to say, a movie.
We've got the value you need to do things your way, like 200-count boxes of blue shop towels, just $9.99, and signature licensed automotive accessories 20% off. Rewards members save 25%. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
All right, so breaking news from the Brewers, and people who pay attention to these kinds of things will really want to know this. So Jacob Misiorowski pitched last night, major league debut.
Was amazing.
It was incredible. Like, he comes out, he's throwing 102 miles an hour. It's just insane. As a starting pitcher, not even a reliever. Like, this just doesn't happen.
And it wasn't just one pitch like that. How many?
Oh, he had like 11, right?
Gosh,
I mean, just instantly, as a starting pitcher, he is among the league leaders in pitches of 100 miles an hour or more. And he did it like, 3 innings yesterday. Pretty amazing stuff. Well, he's changed his number now from 33 to 32.
Oh, why?
It's what he wore in college, which begs the question, well, why not just start with 32 at the big league level? But whatever. Yeah. He's got number 32 right now, and presumably he'll make many more starts as a member of the Milwaukee Brewers. But yeah, so he's gone from 33 to 32. And it reminds me of a situation way back in the day. My dad's favorite trivia question pertaining to baseball was, what number did Hank Aaron wear on his jersey in his rookie card? Hank Aaron famously, number 44, it's retired by the Milwaukee Brewers. Well, he wore number 5 in his rookie card. Just one of those interesting things. But the Miz is making the change here, 33 to 32. Interesting stuff.
What number would you pick if you had a jersey?
So it's such an interesting question. Like, my high school baseball number was 29. My favorite number is 4. So I don't know.
Why is your favorite number 4?
I don't know. I remember when I was a kid, I used to do this. I had a the fuzzy dice that you hang in your cars.
Oh my gosh!
I would get those from like arcades. Well, it was way before I was driving. I was like 5 years old. But I remember rolling one of the dice, and I decided whatever number I roll 5 times in a row, that's going to be my lucky number. And then 4 came up.
Okay.
I did 4.
All right, I like that story.
So yeah, that's kind of where it came, for whatever it's worth.
You think people are going to remember that game last night just because of the Miz, like for years to come?
Yes. I mean, yesterday, if you're a Brewers fan or just hadn't heard much about this guy but were curious, that became must-watch TV. And what I loved about it, Jessica, is that there were like 30 friends and family in the stands.
I did see that after the game.
Him.
They came down and were giving him hugs. That's always cool.
That is such a cool moment, right? And they're all there on the field and having fun after the game. And he left because he had cramps and he kind of tweaked his ankle on the mound.
Yeah, that didn't look good.
I thought it was going to be worse. So thankfully it's not. It was sort of an awkward planting of the foot. But he'll be back. But now he's changing his number. So if you bought a Misiorowski jersey, if it was in the pro shop yesterday, you might be one of the very few that get that number 33 jersey. He's going to number 32 for his next start.
Isn't The Miz also like a WWE wrestler?
Yes, but I much prefer this Miz than the other.
I agree. Yeah, the other one's with like SmackDown.
Number 32 on his jersey, number 1 in your heart. 227 on WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavini for QC Kinetics. Big focus in America today on your health, and you're determined to look beyond pills and steroids and surgery to feel your best, right? I want to talk to the person who's in pain right now, or maybe it's someone you love. I've got chronic elbow pain. Maybe someone you love is dealing with that issue. You've done everything they told you to do. The pain just comes back. You're exhausted, but you don't give up. You want to meet someone who can fix that for you? Let's meet with Medical Director Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her team. They'll explain how their regenerative treatments take your body's own healing power and help restore your damaged tissue. These are well-respected protocols that include potent and powerful cellular-level treatments. QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics has helped tens of thousands of people, so many of them right here in Milwaukee. No masking the pain. They're going after the very source of it. Yes, you can say goodbye to that chronic pain and live your best life. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Just call QC Kinetics at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
A buck in today's world doesn't go far unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand. We'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There's really no catch. You don't have to buy a car or a truck from us. We'd like it if you did, but our only requirement is we put them on for you. Buy one, two, or a set of four. The $1 deal at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler Jeep South, 27th Street and Jefferson. Griffin Ford, Waukesha, and Fort Atkinson. 5 ways to make your dollar go further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with any other tire offers.
It's 2:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, June 13th. Your top story, gunfire rings out on Milwaukee's north side.
I'm Jessica Tighe, putting dollars to deficits.
Partly sunny today, a slight chance of an evening shower, low of 55 degrees after a high of 74. Going to be nice tomorrow. Partly sunny with a high of 78. 63 and mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 2:30. Now this from ABC.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. Across Israel a short time ago, air raid sirens sounded, warning of incoming missiles. The IDF says dozens of Iranian ballistic missiles targeting Israel were intercepted. Iran's response follows Israel's strikes, killing top Iranian military leaders and nuclear scientists, and also targeting uranium sites. ABC's Martha Raddatz says it marks a major escalation in the Middle East.
What you really have to watch for in these coming days is how serious Iran's assault is on Israel. Israel will respond in kind, and even worse. So whatever the Iranians do right now, whatever they do in the coming days, will be met with massive force by the Israelis. So the Iranians have to take that into consideration.
At the White House, President Trump met with his national security team. Thousands of U.S. troops are stationed in the region. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:31. A Milwaukee police officer is shot in the leg and 2 suspects are in custody after a pursuit late Thursday on the city's northwest side.
The officer was pursuing a suspect flashing a gun near 46th and Hampton, who Police Chief Jeffrey Norman said refused to listen to the officer's command to drop the gun.
And gunfire was exchanged between one of the suspects and our officer.
The suspect's actions drawing the ire of Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson.
You're too damn old to be shooting at police officers at 39 years old.
A 19-year-old was also arrested, and the officer is expected to survive. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A 12-year-old is dead after a shooting overnight on Milwaukee's northwest side. The child was found dead near 73rd and Fairmount. No one is in custody.
The Milwaukee Public School District is missing out on more than $40 million in state aid. According to a notice the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction sent MPS earlier this month, the state is currently withholding $42 million from the district because of late or missing financial reports. The state is also withholding $16 million in special education funding from 2024. The DPI said it will release the funds to MPS when they turn in the required financial reports.
The new Milwaukee County Health and Human Services Center is officially opening its doors just west of downtown Milwaukee.
Community members and city leaders are gathering today for the opening of the Marcia Cogs Health and Human Services building. The facility is located on West Cherry Street and will provide a number of services to the community. We'll hear from a number of city leaders, also family members of the Cogs on hand today as the building honors the legacy of Marcia Cogs, who was the first African-American woman elected to the Wisconsin State Assembly. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
After decades of debate and gridlock, the coal piles of the C. Rice Company are finally going to be moved out of the heart of downtown Green Bay. City Mayor Eric Genrich tells WTMJ the 35 acres of land along the Fox River will hopefully be redeveloped in the near future.
What we're looking to do is really extend a lot of the redevelopment that has occurred on the Fox River within our downtown and to replace that industrial use with more of a mixed-use philosophy with hotels, restaurants, apartments, condos, public access to our waterfront, things of that nature that people are familiar with, I think, across the nation.
Mayor Genrich says the deal still needs to be signed and approved by September of this year in order for the removal of coal to begin.
Another important traffic advisory for the weekend. It's now for the other direction.
This weekend, beginning tonight at 11, 894 eastbound will undergo a full extended closure between the Hale interchange and the Mitchell interchange. Like the westbound side last weekend, this 54-hour closure is necessary for final paving operations and is scheduled to last through Monday morning at 5:30. The westbound routes will stay open during the eastbound closure. The DOT suggests drivers using alternate routes, and all work is weather dependent, but if you want more information, head to WTMJ.com. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News time is 2:34.
It's Debbie Lazaga, and I'm so excited because Kohler Services just transformed my old bathtub into a beautiful new Luckstone shower. Kohler Services made it so easy. They came to my home and helped me design my custom shower, and they hauled away my old tub. Stephen, Luke, and Will were focused and professional installers. I'd recommend them to anyone. This June, receive a free shower door with a purchase of a Kohler Luckstone shower, plus no interest for 12 months. You can request your free quote for a custom Kohler Luckstone shower by visiting KohlerServicesWI.com. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Tell us a little bit about Innovative Signs.
We're located out in Waukesha. Where we are really focused mostly is manufacturing outdoor electrical signs.
You came to Horicon Bank. How do you think other local businesses can benefit?
When I call, Michelle picks up the phone, and when I email, she responds in a timely manner. A few years ago, I talked to my accountant about shopping around looking for a different bank just to get some alternatives, and he said, absolutely not. You're not going to like working for a big bank. They have a lot more regulations. So that's how we got involved with Cornerstone Bank. When Horicon purchased Cornerstone, we came along for the ride, and it's been great.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Jake suffered with carpal tunnel syndrome.
Tingling numbness in my hands and fingers, not sleeping well at night, tossing and turning, trying to manage with pain pills and stretching, and it just wasn't helping.
He didn't want the traditional invasive carpal tunnel surgery.
I had seen people with bandages and scars and clubs for hands. I just don't have time to be incapable of doing things for 6 to 8 to 10 weeks.
Then he learned about the Ovation Hand Institute and the Ovation Technique, an ultra minimally invasive procedure done in the office.
I wanted to get it looked at sooner than later. So I had the virtual consult. It was very thorough as far as like I was sitting in a doctor's office. I was booked for the procedure 2 weeks later, had my right hand done. Very quick procedure. It was really great. That very night when I went home, it was the first time in probably 3 months my hand did not wake me up.
Book an appointment with the Ovation Hand Institute and find out if you're a candidate for the Ovation Technique.
Probably the most surprising thing was how quickly I was able to do things again. I'm cooking dinner, I'm doing yard work and all that kind of stuff the next day.
Visit ovationhand.com. ovationhand.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. Aaron Savali traded from the Brewers to the White Sox in exchange for first baseman and outfielder Andrew Vaughn. In a related story, Savali, who wore number 32 with the Brewers, is now with the White Sox, so that number 32 is available for the guy who took his spot in the rotation. Jacob Mizorowski is changing his number from 33, which he wore during his debut last night, to number 32. Brewers and Cardinals tonight in Game 2 of a 4-game series. Coverage gets underway following the 6 o'clock news. In the NBA, the Pacers will take a 3-1 series lead over the Thunder with a win tonight in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. And J.J. Spawn, your leader at the U.S. Open, round 2 underway. Spawn is on top of the leaderboard at 4 under par through 9 holes today.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. The biggest concern right now is what's been the concern every day. The construction on 41 causing delays. Also, construction barrels on 43 causing delays. We do have one disabled vehicle that's up on the big board right now, 4145 south. About 2.5 miles beyond the ramp from Holy Hill Road. Right shoulder is closed because of a car that's broken down.
Traffic is sponsored by the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
Your Father's Day all-you-can-eat buffet is under $20 at the Mineshaft Family Restaurant in Hartford and Oshkosh. Kids under 3, eat free. Google and reserve today. It's the Mineshaft.
74 degrees, your high. Just a slight chance of some rain later on this evening. Most of us are dry. 55, your overnight low. Tomorrow looks dry. No rain in the forecast, a high of 78. Could touch 80 inland on Sunday, Father's Day. Don't wipe out your plans. Just a slight chance of some rain in the afternoon or evening. Very much widespread. 63 and mostly cloudy in Milwaukee. It's 2:38.
Take you for a ride on my big green tractor. We can go slow or make it go faster. Down through the woods and out to the pasture. Long as I'm with you, it really don't matter. Climb up in my lap.
Oh, you want to take a ride on the tractor, Greg?
I enjoy tractor rides, ATV rides, UTV rides, pretty much anything with the steering wheel and wheels I enjoy driving.
But here's the thing. Right now, there's this farm up in Marathon County, Wisconsin, where there is a tractor moving through the fields with no driver in the seat. Nobody is driving it. It is a self-driving tractor. Michael DeYoung of DeYoung Farms up in Edgar, Wisconsin, is the first farmer in the entire state to have one of John Deere's autonomous tractors. And DeYoung joined us during the first hour of Wisconsin's Midday News. If you missed it, it's an interesting conversation. We're going to play parts of it for you here, but definitely check out our podcast where you can hear the whole thing. But here's how he was chosen.
Very progressive in agriculture and business. DeYoung Farms is and always have been. And it was about a year and a half ago that John Deere made what they call an autonomous ready tractor available to market. We had invested in those. So by just investing in those to begin with, we have the tractors that were capable of having the camera system put on it. And through our partnership with our John Deere dealership, when one of them came available for the Wisconsin area, our name was mentioned. And of course, I jumped at the opportunity.
Yeah, so the dealership calls and says, we know you can do this. Do you want to do this? And he's like, heck yeah, I want to test this out.
Only 20 in the country, which is amazing that this farm in Edgar is one of the 20.
And so he's testing it out right now. And ultimately, at the end of the day, he says it's working out well. The self-driving tractor is making life easier.
I think long term, John Deere does have a vision of having a fully autonomous fleet. To do every practice of farming. How aggressive are they in that? How soon will that be here? That's yet to be seen or determined. But, for me, I sit back and say as a farmer, maybe for the first time you can step away and go to your kids' ball game. Or you can go home at night and sit around the dinner table and eat instead of, wearing it on you while you're trying to squeeze 36 hours out of the day, and so yes, there's a lot of things that we could say of questions, and technology alone can just be scary sometimes. But when you really sit back and analyze and go, this is something that truly can promote a better farming lifestyle.
So here's the thing, and he mentioned this a little bit when we talked to him because we were like, hey, does it ever do anything that you don't want it to? I mean, at the end of the day, you're not controlling it. And he said, yes. I love something that he said to me because it really gave me a visual. When I first reached out to him, I was asking, does it ever do anything or go somewhere where you don't want it to go? And he did tell me that it's afraid of its own shadow at times. And they're not sure why yet. They're trying to figure that out. They're trying to fix it. But he said sometimes it's like a kid throwing a fit.
Well, things get stuck at times. I'm sure this does. I think Michael had said if there's like a 71% sort of slippage rate or the wheels just aren't grabbing and going, that it sends an alert and it shuts down and then you got to fix the issue. But if that could happen in a tractor that you're driving too, right? Any issue that it can have on a driving tractor, you could have with the autonomous tractor.
Well, speaking of sending an alert, that's the other thing. Okay, so he's testing it out, right? John Deere wants information, wants feedback. So I said, what do you do with that? Are you actually just, writing notes, sending it out? Are there phone calls? Are there meetings? How does that work? And this is fascinating. The tractor actually sends data back automatically, and there's a Starlink on the top of the tractor.
So it does send the data back I'm going to say by a 15-minute intervals. And then we have weekly conversations with John Deere of what we're seeing, the challenges that we've had, or just different things of, hey, why can't it do this? So it's a weekly conversation, and it's a daily data upload for Deere to review.
The other thing is, obviously, this isn't going to be cheap. John Deere does not know the price tag yet. And I should note, John Deere hopes to have a full fleet of self-driving equipment by 2030. A full fleet. So we're talking about being able to handle a full farming season from seeding to harvest. Michael thought that timeline is maybe a little aggressive, but it's John Deere. They do big things. So who knows? 5 years, they could have this full fleet of self-driving equipment. You might think, okay, can a small farmer afford this? But he basically believes the small farmer can't afford not to do this. And he really thinks that this could ultimately change farming on small farms.
Since the beginning of time, we've always tried to go bigger, faster. We started with just bigger equipment, wider implements, and then we got into high-speed, wider implements, high-speed tillage, high-speed planting. For the first time, I think that we could go the other way. I think that this could promote smaller tractors and smaller toolbars, and because if they're self-driving and you don't have to man them all the time, you don't have to have those people to do it, you can have more assets and just deploy those assets.
That's Michael DeYoung of DeYoung Farms up in Edgar, Wisconsin. If you missed the conversation, you can check out our podcast because we've got it all there. And it's interesting. I want to go up there and see it. We did on our live stream show the pictures and the video, but I think it's something else to actually see it happening. And the tractor's just in the fields mowing and nobody's sitting in it.
That's amazing. But how many times have you driven by a farm where it's 8 at night, right? The lights are on and somebody is behind the wheel. It's Sunday night. Mark Tauscher grew up on a dairy farm, and he famously said, the cows don't know it's Christmas, right? You're just going.
True.
You're just doing your stuff. So if this can help you have a little more balance in your life while still getting the job done and, still supporting the family farm. This is a, multi-generational farm here, this DeYoung family farm. So pretty amazing stuff. Cool story. And the fleet's only going to get larger here with John Deere, no doubt. 2:45 in WTMJ. We come back with some stories from off the beaten path after this.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1 day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
How do we keep our prices so low? That's easy. We've removed the middlemen. Yep, most landscape suppliers have a couple of them in there, and that's okay. But each one of those men in the middle means a higher cost for your mulch, decorative stone, flagstone, and boulders. Feel free to check around. For the quality of our products, you won't find better prices. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You know, most mulch is reclaimed from landfills, but Erickson's mulch is ground from whole trees. Yep, we process the mulch ourselves to keep the prices nice and low, and use only premium colorant so the beautiful look of new mulch lasts. At Erickson's, we never skimp, and that's why first-time shoppers become repeat customers. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ishnala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ishnala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ishnala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ishnala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ishnala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
74 your high, 55 your overnight low. Just a slight chance of rain later on. Tomorrow looks pretty good. 78 your high under partly cloudy skies. And we'll introduce rain back in the forecast on Sunday. It would be later in the afternoon or evening. And most of the day looked great for Father's Day with a high of 81 degrees. 63 and mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 2:48.
It's Friday, which means it's time for Stories of the Strange on Wisconsin's Midday News.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a shark.
Players out for a leisurely day of disc golf near Myrtle Beach, South Carolina were doing their thing on the course when suddenly out of the heavens falls a foot-long baby hammerhead shark. No, it wasn't a sharknado. It was just an osprey dropping his breakfast. The bird likely hunted the hammerhead in the ocean about a half a mile away and carried it over the golf course. The players considered taking it back to the water, but was too far away and the shark too far gone. Instead, the golfers left the shark at hole 11 for another bird to find.
Jeez.
If you see it, play through.
Play
Dan Packer,
through.
ABC News.
Play around it. That's
imagine.
disturbing on many levels.
Yeah, you're like
Oh,
just playing
God.
golf. You're on hole 11, and then all of a sudden something drops. I mean, good thing it didn't hit anybody. It's not huge, but it's also not small either. Knock you out if it hit me in the head.
I don't think I'd like that. I've seen a lot of different animals on the courses in different places I've played. I've seen gator in Florida.
Yeah,
I've
that always
seen
makes me nervous.
Roadrunners in Palm Springs in Arizona.
That's interesting. I haven't seen that.
Deer locally and in other
Sure.
states, but never a hammerhead shark.
And not one falling from the sky.
Well, yes, that's peculiar.
Because it was the bird's breakfast.
No doubt. You much into camping at all?
I haven't gone in a long time, but sure.
Okay.
People camping, some people are into glamping these days.
I find that camping is paying money to lower your standard of living. That's kind of my outlook on
geez.
camping. But nonetheless, and I like to eat. I like good food, and sometimes my creature food comforts aren't able to come with me on a camping trip. Well, perhaps I'm wrong. Have you heard of cheeseburgers in a can? It's a thing. Cheeseburgers in a can, first introduced a couple of decades ago by a Swiss company.
Oh, decades ago. Now that I didn't know.
Well, 2008. So we're almost 2 decades ago. This Swiss company called Trekking Mahlzeiten, which is German for trekking meals. In other words, something you can take on the go with you, cook at your leisure. All you need is a boiling pot of water, and you can enjoy cheeseburger in a can. Looks like a tuna fish can.
It does, yeah.
Right, you can just picture that, and you sort of pop the top, pull it back, drain the water, and you're good to go with your tuna salad. All right, well, now picture that tuna as a cheeseburger with all the stuff you need. Complete cheeseburger. There's a bun in the can. There's a patty in the can. There's the cheese, the pickles, the onions, and all the condiments. And you quite literally put the can in boiling water, and it's cooked for you.
Wow.
There you go, cheeseburger,
Is it
including
tasty,
the bun.
or is it awful?
No, it appears to be terrible. According to several reviews here, the can is not really doing it a lot of favors. A team of tasters at a place called The Takeout described it as pretty much like a dog food patty and not quite meat. So I'm not sure exactly what's inside there. Canned cheeseburgers are meant to be heated by dropping the entire can into a boiling pot. And then you pull it out, pop the top, and well, you're good to go.
So I just went to their website to see it a little bit better. The picture's okay. It doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look incredibly appealing. But it says search on Amazon. So I'm thinking, okay, let me check out Amazon, see how much this is, and if it's sold out, whether you can get it. I mean, it says that on their website, but I clicked it, and then it's not on Amazon. But you know what is on Amazon? Texas Burger Space food, a beef cheeseburger, Russian astronaut food, Fries Reed food camping tube.
Okay.
So maybe you can't get this cheeseburger in a can, but you can get whatever the heck this is. A cheeseburger in a little tube, Greg.
Cheeseburger in a tube, cheeseburger in a can. I like cheeseburger off the grill. Can we just do that, please?
What is this?
297 calories for those who are calorie conscious, but you probably have a bucket's worth of salt in that thing to keep it preserved.
I'm sure.
Right? Just drink your bottle of salt and call it a day. Yes, that would exceed dietary guidelines for sodium if you had cheeseburger in a can. Well, enjoy. You've been warned. 2:53 on WTMJ. Hey, the podcast page is up and running. Gina does a great job. In fact, about 90% of our show from today is already there. Wisconsin's Midday News podcast built by Siding Unlimited. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We'll wrap up the program after this.
Hey, boaters! Some call them oddball parts, but we call them a huge part of our inventory. Dave Doro here from Kendor Marine. With thousands of boat parts and supplies stacked right here in our store, you won't have to look elsewhere. If you need it, chances are we got it, along with expert advice to get your job done right. Hey, boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin. Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water. KendorMarine.com. Hey, boaters! It's a boater's do-it-yourselfer's dream store. Kendor Marine stocks thousands of boat parts and supplies. Just about everything you'd ever need to keep your boat up and running. Whether it's common or something you think might be discontinued, you can bet on us having it. So don't be surprised when we have just what you need. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin. Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water. KendorMarine.com.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on June 17th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in June 17th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check out your local listings to watch the game. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Well, it's the end of the line here for Wisconsin's Midday News on a Friday. A reminder, come check us out at Summerfest next week. In fact, every Thursday of the fest, we'll be out there. That is hard to believe here. Summerfest begins next week, Thursday. We have a shortened show due to Brewers baseball taking on the Cubs that day. But nonetheless, when the gates open, you'll be able to find us. So we'll be on from 12 to 12:45 next week, Thursday. The afternoon show will be there Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you have a favorite memory from going to Summerfest as a kid?
Yeah, I mean, this is like first concert territory for me. So it kind of insight back in the day. I think I was probably, 12 years old, and my parents or my friend Mike's parents would drop us off at Summerfest. We'd have like $20 a piece. We would try every flavor of those Hawaiian shave ice snow cones that you could. We'd ride the Sky Glider, and typically we'd get picked up at like 8 o'clock before it got more crowded and a little more adult. And we'd get into the amphitheater and just sort of see if we could see the first portion of an opening act before a show or something like that. But yeah, those were the memories, trying every flavor of Hawaiian shave ice cone, riding the Sky Glider, getting into a concert, hanging out for a little bit, and then getting out of there. But yeah, a lot of fun.
Remember those days when you could get in free to some of the main concerts at the big stage?
With your hand stamp, yeah.
So you'd go, you'd wait in line, you'd run in when the gates open, and you run to get your stamp, and then you could leave and come back, but it was like that free pass to sit in the grass. Those were the days.
But that was the trick. So I played baseball. So we'd go down in the morning and then have a game in the afternoon and then try and get back down for a concert at night. And then you're just hoping to God that you didn't wear off.
You didn't sweat it off.
Yeah, we'd have to wear wristbands around our forearms to protect the hand stamp. You'd be showering with one arm outside the shower. He had all sorts of tricks. And then finally, my friend got a black light, and we had to create a hand stamp on his wrist. And that actually worked.
Oh, really?
Got us into Hootie and the Blowfish. Yeah,
really?
That was great.
Oh, jeez.
It was great. Yeah, all sorts of fun. Summerfest 2025 begins next week, Thursday, and we certainly hope to see you down there. It's definitely a lot of fun. We are out of time on the program. We want to thank Gina for producing the program. Thank you for being a part of the program. Wisconsin's Midday News steps in after this.
Pickle, 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 pickle.
Spring is in the air, the perfect time to kickstart those home improvement dreams. Hi, Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows